Before we start our international webinar, I look forward to your cooperation in completing this international webinar. So please find the most comfortable place in your environment because our international webinar will be start in a few of minutes. I will read the regulation and rules for this international webinar. Use your full name and institution on your profile meeting ID display. An example, Ahmad Zulkifli underscore Ibnu Sina University. Ensure your device, laptop, PC, smartphone is in good condition, internet connection is stable, and the webinar application is updated. This recommend to use a headset earphone for better audio quality. And of course, prepare a notebook or digital file to take notes on important points. During the webinar, participants must attend on time according to the announced schedule. Keep the microphone on mute during presentation, except when given permission to speak. Go out to attend from via the link shared by the commit and the Zoom chat. Turn on the camera if requested by the commit or speakers, especially during discussion and documentation session. And participants are prohibited from disrupting the event with noise or irrelevant comments, sending spam in the chat box, recording or distributing the material without permission from the commit speakers. So the question might be asked through the chat box with the format name, institution, and question, or raising your hands and waiting for your turn to speak. Use polite and professional language considering the forum is international. If the webinar use a foreign language, participants are encouraged to follow translation guidance or use the interpretation feature if available. Do not make statements that are discriminatory, offensive, race, or intergroup issues. And the last is respect the opinions and perspective of other participants, even if they are diverse. I think that is our rules and regulation for the 5 international webinar presented by Economic and Business Faculty, Ibnu Sina University. Ini anggap ditahan. Kita cari di pagi yang cerah. Yang hormat kami laturkan selamat datang dan salam penuh berkah. Wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
How are you? Welcome to the international webinar presented by Economic and Business Faculty, Master of Management for Green Environment at Batam City, Indonesia, Ibnu Sina University, with the theme Strategy, Agility in Geopolitical Uncertainty. Today, August of 9, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Muhammad Diyosa Putra, as a student of Magister program Ibnu Sina University, as your Master of Ceremony today. For your information, this webinar is organized by Magister Management Program, Economic and Business Faculty Management Department, Ibnu Sina University. This is the international webinar Ibnu Sina University and will become annual achievement for the advancement of Ibnu Sina University. Give big applause for Magister program Ibnu Sina University. Honorable, the Vice Governor of Rio Island, Mr. Nyanyang Haris Pakamura, Economic Master of Science. Honorable, Madam Dentis Andi Tenri Ungu, as chairperson of Yayasan Pendidikan Ibnu Sina Batam, Avicenna Educational Foundation. Honorable University of Ibnu Sina, Associate Professor Insinyur Fadlisang MCIPU. Honorable Bachelor of Economic Master of Management as a Dean of Economic and Business Faculty, Ibnu Sina University. Last but not least, we are very honorable Henry Herman, Bachelor of Economic Master of Science as a Chairman of Magister Management, Economic and Business Faculty, Ibnu Sina University. The Excellency of the keynote speaker, the first keynote speaker is Business Continuity Management, Human Resource Management and Strategic Marketing from Bingöl University of Turkey, Professor Imran Aslan. We are very honorable speaker from University Trengganu, Malaysia, Professor Khatijah Omar, Science PhD. We are very honorable a speaker from Andaman Anatolian Technology College, Thailand, Professor PhD. We are honorable speaker from Indonesia, Muslim University, Dr. Henry Herman, Economic Master of Science. And of course, additional information, Henry Herman is the chair of Magister Management Program and also the chairman of the committee for this international webinar. Let's together give applause for him. And the honorable participant, only Ibnu Sina University, there is a participant outside in Batam, like North Sumatra, and of course the several countries in the world, right? Okay. First of all, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has been giving us health and mercy, so we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles. Secondly, don't forget our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has guided us from the darkness to the brightness era by saying, Allahumma sholli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. In this special event, we have several agenda, so let me choose the agenda this morning. The agenda this morning, second agenda is singing national anthem are Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and Turkey, and will be continue Mars Ibnu Sina. Next agenda is reading prayers. Main speech, the main event host there all the happiness participants. Agenda is morning. Start this agenda by reading Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Next,
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
from Indonesia Raya and will be continue with the national anthem of Malaysia, Thailand, and Turkey, and of course continue Mars Ibnu Sina. Ladies and gentlemen, please in the perfect in manner. Happiness participant, we move to the next agenda. The next agenda is reading prayer. The prayer who will be delivered by Mr. Fadli Luran. Mr. Fadli Luran, times is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin. Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi rasulillahi ajmain. Hamda syakirin, hamdan na'imin, hamda yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karimu azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma gfir lana zunubana wali walidaina warhamhuma kama rabbayana saghira wal jami'il muslimina wal muslimat wal mu'minina wal mu'minat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka sami'un qaribun mujibu da'wat ya qadiyal hajat. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Allahumma arinal haqqa haqqa warzuqna tiba'ah wa arinal batila batila warzuqna istinabah. Allahumma inna nas'aluka ridhoka wal jannah wa na'udzubika min sahatika wan nar. Allahumma innaka afun karim tuhibul afa fa'fu anha ya karim. Allahumma inna nas'aluka salamatan fid din wa afiatan fil jasad wa ziyadatan fil ilmi wa barakatan fil rizki wa taubatan qoblal maut wa rahmatan indal maut wa maghfiratan ba'dal maut. Allahumma hawwin alaina fi syakaratil maut wan najata minan nar wal afwa indal hisab. Rabbana la tuzigh qulubana ba'da idh hadzaitana wa hab lana min ladunka rahmah innaka antal wahhab. Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azabannar. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alal mursalin walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you, Mr. Fadli Luran. We are very hopefully our event today runs smoothly. Dear the blessed participant, the next agenda is greeting. The first speech comes from our Dean of Economic and Business Faculty, Ibnu Sina University, Mr. Dr. Sabri, Bachelor Economic, Master of Management. For Mr. Sabri, times is yours.
Makasih. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yang terhormat Rektor Universitas Ibnu Sina, Bapak Dr. Insinyur Larisang, ST, IPU Rektor Universitas Ibnu Sina. Yang terhormat Bapak Wakil Gubernur Nyanyang Haris Pratamura, SE MSI, yang kepada keynote speak Ibu Profesor Dr. Hadijah Umar dari Universitas Malaysia Terengganu, Bapak Profesor Dr. Imran Aslan, PhD, Universitas
Bingol.
Ningol, Turki, Bapak Profesor Dr. Sukri Lampute, PhD, dari Thailand, Bapak Dr. Henry Herman, SEMSI dari Universitas Ibnu Sina. Pertama-tama mari sama-sama kita memanjatkan puji syukur kehadirat Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala yang telah memberikan kita kesehatan, kesempatan sehingga pada pagi hari ini kita bisa hadir bersama dalam rangka mengikuti webinar internasional dengan judul Strategic Agility in the Era of Geopolitical Adversity. Dan tak lupa kita kirimkan selawat kepada Nabi besar Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam dengan mengucapkan Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Semoga di yaumil kiamat nanti kita mendapatkan syafaatnya. Amin amin ya rabbal alamin. Baik, Bapak Ibu yang berbahagia, pada kesempatan ini insya Allah ya mulai saat ini ya kita melakukan webinar internasional dengan 4 negara, yaitu yang pertama dari Malaysia, kemudian dari Turki, dari Thailand, dan Indonesia. Dan ini dilakukan oleh Universitas Ibnu Sina, khususnya Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, yang dihadiri nanti peserta oleh mahasiswa pasca, Magister Manajemen, Universitas Ibnu Sina, khususnya Fakultas Ekonomi, dan memang dihadiri oleh mahasiswa-mahasiswa dari Turki, dari Malaysia, dan Thailand. Kemudian nanti ada yang juga S1 Manajemen dan S1 Akuntansi yang akan mengikuti. Dan perlu saya sampaikan kepada seluruh peserta, khususnya bagi mahasiswa pasca, baik di mahasiswa pasca Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis Universitas Ibnu Sina, maupun dari mahasiswa Malaysia, Turki, dan Thailand, bahwa kegiatan ini dilakukan setiap semester dan mengundang 3 sampai 4 negara. Ini tujuannya adalah untuk memberikan bekal kepada mahasiswa tentang pembelajaran, ya, pembelajaran baik itu formal maupun non formal, agar mahasiswa nanti ya bisa mengikuti ya mulai dari awal sampai akhir acara ini. Bagaimana kemampuan perusahaan atau negara untuk dapat beradaptasi dan mengubah arah strategi ketika kondisi politik, misalnya hubungan antar negara berubah secara tiba-tiba. Nah, judul ini diangkat agar supaya mahasiswa bisa memahami. Misalnya ketidakpastian politik mencakup misalnya perang sanksi ekonomi, konflik dagang, perubahan kebijakan luar negeri. Dan strategi perlu memang mahasiswa memahami bahwa fleksibilitas dalam mengambil keputusan, memanfaatkan peluang baru serta meminimalkan risiko, misalnya lewat diversifikasi pasar, pantai masuk, dan model bisnis. Tujuannya adalah untuk bagaimana bisa suatu negara bertahan dan tetap kompetitif meskipun lingkungan global tidak stabil. Singkatnya bahwa kemampuan suatu negara merubah kondisi yang ada ketika kondisi tidak menentu. Jadi ini mahasiswa mohon ya supaya betul-betul memahami. Insya Allah apa yang disampaikan oleh narasumber kita yang dari Malaysia, yang dari Turki, yang dari Thailand, ini luar biasa ya. Jadi mohon betul-betul kepada seluruh mahasiswa mengikuti ya dari awal sampai selesai acara nanti. Dan mudah-mudahan apa yang kita laksanakan pada pagi hari ini ya mendapat ridho Allah dari Subhanahu wa taala. Nah, kepada seluruh panitia, terima kasih ya kepada seluruh panitia sudah bekerja keras mempersiapkan segala sesuatunya sehingga ini bisa terlaksana dengan baik sampai akhir nanti. Khususnya kepada Pak Muhammad Dio ya, dengan satu lagi Pak Dio ya, jadi dari host dari ini ya pembawa acara ya, luar biasa ya. Mungkin itu yang bisa saya sampaikan, kurang lebihnya mohon maaf. Sekian, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Sabri, for your speech. The next speech comes from our Vice Governor of Riau Island. Let's invite our Vice Governor Riau Island, Mr. Nyanyang Haris Pratamura, Bachelor of Economic, Master of Science. Mr. Nyanyang, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Yes, Rector University Ibnu Sina as Profesor Dr. Insinyur Larisang MT IPU, Des Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi and Business Association, Profesor Dr. Sabri SEMM, keynote speaker, the bus is there, Profesor Dr. Hatijah from UMT Malaysia, Profesor Dr. Imran Aslan from Bingo University Turkey, there's Profesor Dr. Sukri Langputeh from Thailand, there's Dr. Henry Herman from University International Indonesia, and all commit and participant international webinar. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Also the committee introducing our strategy in agility in era geopolitical uncertainty. The first introduction in increasingly interconnecting world, geopolitical uncertainty has become in control feature of the global environment. Trade tension, shifting alliances, arms conflict, technology, description, and environment policy are the reshaping our organization of the bread. In such a context, strategy, agility, not longer an advantage is necessary for the survey and growth. The second, understanding geopolitical uncertainty. Geopolitical uncertainty, the river and the predictable change in the political, economy, and security landscape in the global or regional level. And the driver included the first geopolitical conflict, war, territorial dispute, and the armed confrontation. Trade wars, sanction, tariff increase, export restriction, and economic penalties. Shifting alliance, the regional blocks, or the three changing priorities. Global supply chain distribution, pandemic effect, energy crisis, or the shipping route blockages. Technology rivalry, competition in AI, cybersecurity, and digital infrastructure. Third, what is the strategy agility? Strategy agility is the ability of the organization of the quickly and effectively adapt its strategy in response to change environment with maintenance to clear vision and competitive advantages. This consists the three main components. The first is strategy and sensitivity, continuously scanning the environment, the detective early signal of the change. The second, research fluidity, rapidly reallocation people, capital, and technology to where the world is most needed. The third, leadership unity, aligning the leadership to act decisively and clearly in time to change. The fourth, the rule strategy agility and geopolitical uncertainty. When facing unstable global condition, strategy agility allow to organization like mitigate risks by anticipation potential disruption. Capture opportunity, be quickly to entering new market or adapting to new technology. Maintain competitive discipline, fluctuative and regulation and market dynamic. Ensure business can live during crisis such supply chain breakdown and currency volatility. 5. Building the strategy agility. To thrive medicinally, organization should focus on scenario planning and forecasting. Develop multiple plausible scenario to prepare for different futures. Use the wargaming and simulation and stress and strategy. B. Diversification of the supply chain and market. Avoid to rely on to single supplier route or the market. Build recycle through nearshoring and multi-sourcing. C. Investment in intelligence and data analysis. The real-time monitor the political, economy, and security for the develop. Can take the data-driven decision market and individuality early warning sign. The agile to decision and market frameworks. Plus, empower cross to function team to make rapidly decision, to blatant decision, key resistance during crisis and reduce delay. E. Resiliency organization culture. Leaders prepare to encourage adaptation, innovation, and awareness to change, provide continuously learning and skill development. Same with Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore pioneer the strategic for the economic in to build up in Asia. East Asia, the first is the Vietnam, the second one in Indonesia. Our region for grow up economic until now 7.1. The better 3 point. The first from Indonesia have south of Maluku, the middle of the Borneo, the first our region is Capri Island. The position is strategy. Have our sub district or region in Rio Island, me as the vice of governor consent about the strategy, the marketing, build up or the strategy like in Batam and Bintan district. Take the example, global technology, ship production and motives country to reduce dependence the single geopolitical region. The political region like Thailand with the Cambodia, this our study. How about in our region in Capri Island, in Indonesia, to mix first to our network together to build together all to grow up economic East Asia with with Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, another East Asian country. Energy firm use scenario planning to navigate our processing too simple to permit it in our region here for the Capri Island. Last can make impact in Capri Island, in Batam and Bintan and Tanjung Balai Karimun, the best in the business, man the supply chain according the Capri Island to last. I have the 2,408 island and 309 sick island from any capital, any citizen, and any folks came to build the island first. The big island is Bintan, the second one in Batam, the third one is Tanjung Balai Kremon. This one to area making the shipbuilding, the offshore largest, and market population to share area industry in Batam, in also in Bintan. In the era where the geopolitical uncertainty is the new normal, strategic agility to defining capability that is spirit organization merely survive from those that thrive by exchanging strategy very sensitive, resource the fluidity and leadership to united. The business and government can navigate turbulence with the positioning they serve for the long-term success. It's not stronger or the last that we aspire, but most agile to adapting to change our region to grow up more beside our next region or the others region in Indonesia. I believe and continues to making business with the private and government together will be together building grow up with the economic depot with Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, another country to make join with our region here. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope can coming to Rio Island and I will prepare to business together for the education, for the business shipbuilding, offshore, and can invest with our explanation just now. Thank you so much for all. This one from Turkey, Malaysia, Thailand, also Indonesia, from University Ibn Sina, very interested in our good honorary can sit here and together join to explain, join to introducing our government in Capri Island. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Nyanyang, for your speech. I really appreciate your coming to our university.
Well,
Is it your very first time or second time or third time you coming to our university?
I always, I think, 15 time coming in.
Right.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Our coordination with the rector and decan, this one also Kaprodi for here. The
Okay.
head of the Prodi.
Okay.
I communicate with because the same familiar with our continuous study with the partner here.
Oh.
Thank you so much for committee ya.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Nyanyang, glad to know you. Salam kenal, saya Dio.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too. Okay, let's continue our event. Let's come from Ibn Sina University. Times is yours.
Yeah, thank you. I live here. Okay, thank you so much. Bisa datang lagi sejalan ya.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera, salam sehat selalu buat kita semua. Yang sama kita hormati, opening speech kita ada Bapak Dekan Fakultas Ekonomi dan Bisnis, Bapak Associate Profesor Dr. Sabri SMM, kemudian dari Gubernur Kepulauan Riau yang diwakili oleh Bapak Wakil Gubernur, yaitu Nyanyang Paris Pratama SEMM MSI, yang barusan tadi selesai menyampaikan sambutannya. Kemudian saya hormati para keynote speakers. Ada Ibu Profesor Dr. Halijah dari UMT Universitas Malaysia Terengganu. Terima kasih Prof. Bu Halijah sudah hadir. Kemudian yang saya hormati ada Prof. Dr. Imran Aslan ya, dari Bilgi University Turki. Terima kasih Prof. Sudah hadir. Kemudian yang ketiga ada Dr. Sukri Lang Putih PhD sudah hadir dari Andaman Institute of Marine Technology Thailand ya. Kemudian ada dari Universitas Nusina Bapak Dr. Hendy Herman SEMSI. Terima kasih para narasumber telah hadir. Kemudian juga saya hormati moderator kita, ada Ibu Aprilia Puspitasari dan Muhammad Dio Saputra. Ya, keduanya adalah mahasiswa Magister Ekonomi dan Bisnis Fakultas Ekonomi Universitas Ibnu Sina. Alhamdulillah wa syukrillah wala haula wala quwata illa billah. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bapak semua, mari senantiasa kita bersyukur kepada Allah Subhanahu wa taala atas rahmat dan hidayahnya sehingga pada hari ini sesuai yang telah diagendakan oleh panitia, yakni dalam rangka pelaksanaan kegiatan webinar internasional dengan tema Strategic Agility in the Era of Geopolitical Uncertainty. Yang tentunya kita harapkan webinar ini nanti akan bisa memberikan kita wawasan secara luas, ya khususnya terhadap para mahasiswa yang saat ini telah sedang mengikuti kuliahan, baik itu yang dari Ibnu Sina dan teman-teman dari beberapa dari Indonesia, ada dari Undrika, ada dari UIB, ada dari Putra Batam, dan beberapa perguruan tinggi lagi lainnya. Juga tentu ada dari Malaysia, Thailand, Turki. Ya harapannya bahwa wawasan yang kita dapatkan nanti dalam kegiatan ini adalah sebuah perkembangan geopolitik yang ada saat ini, yang telah berkembang saat ini. Bapak Ibu semua, tentunya ini menjadi sebuah kegiatan. Pertama adalah sebagai implementasi dari kerjasama yang telah dilakukan secara internasional oleh Universitas Ibnu Sina, yakni bekerja sama dengan Malaysia, terutama UMT-nya, kemudian dari Turki dengan Bingol University-nya, kemudian dari Thailand bersama dengan Prof. Sukri Lampute. Nah, tentunya ini khususnya terkait dengan bagaimana memberikan wawasan akademik berkaitan dengan geopolitik yang saat ini telah sedang terjadi, di mana dalam perkembangan teknologi yang begitu cepat, dengan suasana dalam ketidakpastian, dengan perkembangan geopolitik di mana tidak hanya di persoalan politik tetapi juga persoalan perdagangan, perekonomian dan lain sebagainya, sebagaimana tadi telah disampaikan oleh Pak Dekan dengan oleh Pak Gubernur terkait bahwa dalam perkembangan saat ini yang begitu pesat dengan berbagai perkembangan yang berpengaruh terhadap suatu negara, ya, yang disebut tadi sebagai geopolitik. Nah, tentunya diperlukan suatu strategi-strategi adaptasi. Bagaimana suatu negara beradaptasi menghadapi perubahan itu. Ya, tentu dalam strategi-strategi dimaksud adalah tidak hanya saja bagaimana kita setiap negara mampu bersaing dan unggul, tetapi juga di dalamnya ada kolaborasi-kolaborasi yang bisa dilakukan. Nah, dalam hal ini bagaimana strategi-strategi itu dilakukan menyesuaikan dengan perubahan dan perkembangan yang saat ini sedang terjadi. Nah, inilah wawasan-wawasan nanti akan kita dapatkan dari kajian yang disampaikan oleh para keynote speaker kita. Diharapkan bahwa dari wawasan yang disampaikan nanti dapat memberikan pembekalan, ya, khususnya kepada para peserta webinar ini, khususnya kepada para mahasiswa sebagai generasi pelanjut ke depan, di mana tentunya ke depan, ya, perkembangan itu akan lebih dahsyat lagi. Nah, bagaimana situasi saat ini? Ya, situasi masa lalu, saat ini dan akan datang, tentu ini akan menjadi gambaran bagaimana perubahan-perubahan itu terjadi ketika kita tidak memiliki strategi efektif yang tepat di dalam hal menghadapi perubahan-perubahan itu, maka tentu akan mengakibatkan suatu negara akan tereliminir atau menjadi negara-negara yang akan tertinggal gitu ya, atau bahkan menjadi terlindas gitu. Nah, oleh karenanya sebagai generasi, ya, diperlukan wawasan untuk bagaimana mengadaptasikan diri atau bagaimana ke depan nanti, tentunya sebagai generasi yang diharapkan menjadi pemimpin masa depan setiap bangsa, ya, tentu dari Indonesia, ya, harapannya bagaimana menjadi pemimpin membawa Indonesia lebih ke depan dan mampu menghadapi perubahan dunia dengan geopolitiknya, demikian juga tentu dari negara-negara lain. Harapannya ya, dunia ini akan semakin baik dan akan dimanage oleh para generasi yang lebih baik, dengan tentu dengan strategi-strategi adaptasi yang lebih baik berdasarkan kondisi yang saat ini terjadi, ya, bagaimana dimanage dan dikembangkan menjadi sebuah strategi efektif untuk memberikan kesejahteraan tidak hanya masing-masing negara tetapi secara bersama-sama membangun dunia yang sehat, aman dan damai. Mungkin itu apa namanya antara dari kami sebagai apa namanya pimpinan dari Universitas Penyelenggara, yakni Universitas Ibnu Sina. Kemudian maaf, internasional yang kita lakukan hari ini saya buka dengan resmi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Dr. Insinyur Larisang, for your speech. Enjoy your time. Okay, gentlemen, now we move to the next agenda. The next agenda is our main program for today, webinar session. This webinar session will be delivered by our moderator, the gorgeous moderator, the stunning moderator. She is one college student Magister program of Ibnu Sina University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Miss Aprilia Puspitasari. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Wow. I'm very well, dear. Thank you. How are you?
I'm amazing right now, Lily. Is it your very first time being a moderator for international webinar?
This is my very first time international webinar and as a moderator. Really happy today, but also a little bit nervous because the participant is not only our friend in Nusina, but also in another university,
Yes,
right?
really.
Also in another country until North Sumatra. I'm really proud at here.
Now I want to know that exactly as you mentioned before, there is a participant from International University, Sumatra, and of course, as a country around the world, really. So I think it's not to get your nervous and enjoy your time, Lily. Okay, Lily?
I'm ready.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's yours.
Thank you, dear, so much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the international webinar presented by Economics and Business Faculty Master of Management. Before we start to our main event, allow me to give all of you pantun. Jalan-jalan di bulan Desember, singgah sebentar ke rumah Prof. Katija. Ilmu datang dari setiap narasumber, walau daring tetap luar biasa. I'm Aprilia Puspitasari as your moderator for this wonderful international webinar. Today, with the great joy, we will engage in a meaningful discussion with outstanding speakers from various countries, carrying the theme strategy agility in the era of geopolitical uncertainty. This international webinar promises to be a highly engaging and insightful session that will be spark thought-provoking discussion in the time ahead. All right, here we go. May I present you for our first speaker. He's from beautiful country which every Indonesian girl's dreaming of. With a last education background, PhD student at the Business Administration Department, Methods Field, please welcome Professor Dr. Imran Aslan, PhD from Bingöl University, Turkey. Hello, Mr. Amran. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine.
Morning, Mr. Amran. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, you can present your material first.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
With the time effective supply chain reconfiguration and risk mitigation strategies will be delivered to Mr. Imran. Time is yours.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can, Mr.
Okay. Okay, wait. Good morning. And I want to welcome everybody, the rector and all friends from Ibn Sina and other universities. Today I will present the effective supply chain reconfiguration and risk management strategies. So as we know that we living in a world and the risk, there's a word risk that we all see something we don't like it because the name of risk is something negative for us, and when we see that the world is so turbulent, things change, and we have already know from the COVID time how is the that we are carrying many risks, especially in all fields and in the supply chain, in manufacturing, in all fields there are risks. So the supply chain also includes some risk because in the countries like Indonesia and Japan, they have kind of earthquakes, and so in this situation, the operation of the firms will be affected. So if you see that the many suppliers, there are some example like ice cream suppliers that from the Unilevers, how they are affected by these turbulent change and the risk. So the problem is in mind in the supply chain. There are more risks because there are many producer, manufacturer, and you can see there is many nodes. So and there are also connections. So transportation can be or transportation from one country to another country, maybe within the from one island to another island. So the transport, that means more parts in this network. So that means the risk will increase in the supply chains when it become global, that now because with the globalization, I will explain in a later, that the risk increase and the countries are connected each other and they supply each other many things. That means there are more risks with the globalization and with increasing collaboration with countries and within the countries. So in this situation, we need to know the risk and which risks are included in the supply chain, and the coordination. How can we fight with the risk or vulnerability as a whole? Because in the end, then can be lose. So the risk can result in some lose, and how can we prevent this loss, and how can we handle these disruptions in the risk is the questions. But as I told you, everything is the risk, because in the supply chain there are demand, supply, process, environment, network, all include some risk. For example, from demand side, volatility in demand can change, and the customer base can change, life cycles, and there can be new competitors. And the supply chain risk includes dependency on the suppliers. For example, if they produce coffee from the Indonesia to the market, and if there is a problem with the coffee market of Indonesia or with the other parts supply of the Indonesia, the suppliers in Japan or other countries can be affected. So then this consolidation in supply markets, because all the markets are shared and connected to each other, and they are now produced globally. So the quality management issues and other level of issue in the supply process, length of stays, equipment reliability, outsourcing problems, and the network, poor visibility about pipelines like oil or other countries, asymmetric relationship, inappropriate rules. So, and in the environment, natural disaster, terrorism, war. Now in the we have the problem in Europe last few years, that there was a war between still continue Ukraine and Russia, and the supply of the wheat, because the bread is very important in the Europe and in the Turkey. So it was affected, and all the things, tax. Now Trump, he is playing with the tax, and he suddenly increased the tax to 90%, I think, in Indonesia, 90% for Malaysia, as I remember. I don't know the exact numbers, and like 20, 25 to the Europe and Turkey, all the countries. He changed tax. That means the price will change, and when the price change, the demand will change, and this kind of thing. So all the risks are but another things, as I told you, the globalization and the dependency on each other and supply connection. Because if you go to a company in Germany, you will see they have many international suppliers. As I worked in Germany in one project, and in Volkswagen, and they get all their parts for the cars from other countries, like from Turkey, Vietnam, Thailand, Indonesia. China, and the dependency on the global suppliers makes, as I told you, increased risk, but also because these countries are not stable, and there are now some other risks connected to the other parts. So this connection, as you see, this is the example, though, how many countries include in producing one jacket from UK market. So this is, they ordered they order this, they have materials, but from how many countries? As you see on the figure, 5 countries, and it was connected, assembled in Thailand, and then it, after finished controls and all the things, this part will send to UK market, and with it, this part will be sold in United Kingdom. So as you can see from the simple part, that the dependency of the countries on each other, and the effect of globalization. But when you go to the car parts and other machine parts, you can see more countries inside, because the supply chain and the manufacturing connected. That means they depend on each other. So the things, we mentioned the agility, and how when there are some, how to, as we told, the things are changed, there are risks, but we have to be prepared. So how can we prepare ourselves to this unpredictable change? So what can be done from supply side? We can have connection, very close connection to final marketplace. So if they have a production in Germany and if they are totally dependent on the parts from China, so they should know their suppliers and where they sell these parts. There should be good connection and visibility of real demand, and they can supply, they can synchronize the upstream and downstream supply chain and the customer, and then they can focus on the process and rather than the function, and advanced level of collaboration is necessary. Now it's possible with technology. Before it was difficult, but with technology and these cameras, you can connect the database and you connect the firm to the you can get real-time data from the firm. So it's possible to get to be agile in the Germany by connecting the chain of the firm to the suppliers in China or Indonesia or Malaysia. So there is a term called robust. So the how can we change with the reasonable variability? But resilient is another term that developed in supply chain. How can we recover quickly from unexpected event like COVID? Because a robust process can deal with reasonable variability in input whilst maintaining a good control over output, out of variability. So the resilience is capable of recovery from event that cause exceptionally high levels of variability in input or output requirements. As you can see, there are many changes around the world. So robust is focused on lean thinking and resilient risk mitigation. So this is the more popular now. So how can we deal with the risk? How can we make some efforts to define the risk and to deal with them? So the from lean to agile and strong to elastic to the things is in resilience is important. So the quality is very important in robust, especially internal quality, but in the risk resilience system, internal and external risk management is important. Responsive to reasonable variation in of input, but the resilience are capable of respond sudden and significant variation. So the low levels of inventory is suggested in the robust, but in the resilient supply chain velocity acceleration and a culture of quality awareness like Six Sigma. They were very popular still in the management of manufacturing and in the quality. And a culture is more the resilience. They have a culture of risk quality awareness because something the people sometimes they ignore the risk because the main reason of ignoring the risk is they don't want to make investment or they don't want to spend money for this kind of things. But when happened like earthquake or like there is a environmental problem, then the production everything will be affected. So the process are stable and under control is the main and the non-value adding activity and process can be removed with this work. As I told you, right, risk management, if you see in the some forms, they have a risk management departments and they have very good qualified people. And in some firms, they ignore it. They or they just follow or they don't want to make investment in risk management. So this is the new issue can be resilient. So in supply chain, agility is important, but we know the all things like collaboration, supply chain intelligence, especially with predictive and artificial intelligence, is possible to get more information from the market and considering risk in the decision. So there should be some efforts, some teams in the firms that they need to define the risk and make decision based on the risk. So if you work in Indonesia, so it can be flooding because always recent years due to environmental problems there are flooding, maybe there are some problems with the resources or this kind of things. So the risk should be listed and the management leadership should have a support for this kind of and supply chain continuity teams that
Kok
they
kita kan
can
semuanya gitu, Bang Tamba.
and how to be agile, how to be quick, how to be they should have a supply base, this kind of things. So the question is, what is risk? So because we define simply the risk as a probability of occurrence and numerically, and there are some consequences. So when there is a flooding in the bottom island, or what will happen to the manufacturer or to the firms or other thing. So that the consequence estimations is a part of the risk, and the probability, if it is the high probability, that means the risk is high. When there are too many floodings in the history of bottom, and if the firm have some consequence, so we can define the risk, because in our life we don't know, everything is risk, and we don't know what will happen 5 minutes later, but we have a capability of making estimation, like if we think there is rain and then can be flooding, so logically the firm should take some precautions to handle with that one. Maybe they will not make production for these rainy days, but maybe they can do more production in good sunny days, and then they can make stocks for these unexpected events. In this situation, or maybe they can select a better location that not having a flooding in the. So this is the simple, but as I give many years the class of risk management in occupational health and safety, and the things sometimes they ignore the risk, and this risk can cause the death of lives. Yesterday I was in the I talked with one friend, and one worker, he ignored to use the seat belt in the upstairs works, and he fell down and he died. But if he used this seat belt in the during working, maybe he will not die. So this is the just one simple example that the risk, how it is important. And in the risk, so if the probability is high and if the consequence is high, so that means high risk. So this is important to define the level of risk in risk management, because it is not logical to deal with the low probability and low consequence risks. Sometimes the people they don't want to take any risk, but as I told you, we have resource, we have to spend money on this kind of risk to prevent. If there is a flooding, maybe they need to make many requirements around the firm. Maybe they need to build some new new stock locations. Though that means they need money. So in this situation, from scientific way, it's not logical to deal with low level of risk or some low level occurrence with high consequence. So that's why risk management developed. So what we need to define all risk. We need to define safe area. We need to define when there is a many situation, but if the consequences are low. So if there is a worker and we'll have some small minor injuries, so it's not logical to take high precautions for this situation or the firms. But when there is high risk, high probability, and when there is high consequence, so it become more urgent, like red. So we need action. So when we look at the result of some surveys about the supply chain and the global market. So what is the important red areas risk when we locate it? So supply chain segmentation, I mean many suppliers, and lack of global project results, collaboration in the business, community price increase change, global competition are all in red areas. So developing supply chain talent is more in yellow, and the regulatory compliance are more now close to red area. We need to focus more on the red area, maybe more important. But if you have a capability, we can consider the also yellow area. But if we don't have resources, maybe we will just make control or depend on the strategy of the firm. But it's not logical to make investment in the green area because of the low risk. But in the risk management, we will focus. There are many methods in the scientific way. So what could go wrong? What effect would the failure have? And what the key causes of this failure we need to define in risk management. So severity and likelihood is important, two parameter. Another parameter is engineering background method, likelihood detection. So if there is a flooding, how can we detect this flooding before, like few hours ago, or maybe because we can get some estimation from the weather few days ago, and then we can detect it like that one. But there is many things now. You have sensors, we have technology, and this kind of things, and artificial intelligence. Now they give us information, so we should develop a detection system before these things happen. So this is another method background, and when we use this numerical, I will not give into details. There are some methods that numerical methods as widely used, and we give in the classes and in the things how to make the risk more specifically, how deal with them, how to take action plans. But the detection is a good parameter to be used in the risk management. That means if there is a problem in the supply chain, it can be detected more quickly. So they can be used the artificial supported camera or sensors, and then the system can make estimation that this machine can be broken down like that one. This kind of information now is possible to get, or if there is a in the area like there is the probability of accident can be high, so the people or the system can give information like there can be one accident in the system. So in this situation, when detection is then the precaution can be taken by the firm or by the people. So there are many ways like they use in the cause effect analysis, and if there is some problems, so failure to delivery on and what parameter can be affected, how they deal like no stock available, lead times, quality problems, carrier, and specific quality like inadequate supply management, poor process control, and some they can be visualized as you should preparing this cause effect diagram. Need resource, need people, need work, but sometimes it's worth, if there is a flooding in the bottom, so they can develop and cause effect analysis. Maybe responsible part will come and they will try to take precaution, but the aim is to decrease the effect of flooding in bottom, how environmentally, how the firm, how the people will be decreased. So they will make investments, they maybe reorganize their infrastructure, maybe they will make some new ways how to deal with this one. So when the flooding happen, then the flooding will not cause to any damage in bottom. But it may not, there may not be also flooding, but this is the think logic behind the risk. So maybe it can occur, but it is worth to make this kind of investment. As I told you, the supplier is around the world, they are connected, and we need to make estimation about disruptions because manufacturers, many manufacturers, many suppliers, many stocks, many inventory location, many transportation around the world, and I told you that the world is connected in supply chain. So the cost is another issue because in the market you cannot give expensive products because then the demand will decrease. So we need to, from manufacturing side, we need to consider about all the risks. And in this situation, as I told you, that the one way to deal with the risk is we have very good database. We have database management system now that they are include this supply risks in their menu, and now the artificial intelligence. So we can can connect all the suppliers in database. We can define their risk. We can combine their risk from the firm level, and we can connect to the customer, and then we can make risk evaluation in this system in this manner. And there is method like, for example, one example I take from the Google. So what will happen if there is a single source, so doesn't renew the contractor in the supply chain? So what will they happen? Impact 30% stop product launch, and what will happen when how much money will be lost in this situation. They can make every kind of maybe they have single source alternative, as you can see here, and in this situation what can happen to decrease this red risk to yellow, maybe the green one. So maybe they will find another alternative supplier in this situation, or they will find maybe a little more costly but one alternative supplier in the market. Because waiting for the risk to happen and dealing with risk is not logical anymore. So the logic is to prepare for this kind of risks earlier. In this situation, when there is a problem with this supplier, you will use your alternative supplier, and your production will not be affected in this situation. Maybe a little more cost, but instead of losing $5 million, maybe you will lose $200 in this situation. So again, that does mean the risk management is important. So what we will find, we need to find in the market what is the problems, what can happen. So supplier risk, bankruptcy, competitive quality problems, delivery. We can rate the risk of the suppliers. We can use the technology. We will look at the currency change, government instability, medical device, quality requirements, all can be defined, and how can we mitigate the risk. As I told you, this is simple method. So we can visualize and prepare our system for against this risk. As I give one example, if we have one supplier, we can make an alternative supply if this risk happens. So we need to prepare our firm, and there is many ways. I mean, so you have to prepare like cards like that one for this risk management in the firm, and you can follow all the, especially you can focus on the on the red and then yellow risk, and especially red risk need care. I mean, you should have one plan for this kind of risk, and you can the number them, especially from the past data and their consequence, and they can be a part of this production. So the enterprise risk planning is very important for the firms, and what can be done, demand, inventory, capacity, all should be included, like including ports, shipping location, all should be. We can use the predictive analytics, real-time data, damage control plans, and supply chain redesign, maybe in situation if there is a problem like COVID, or there is a like flooding, so we can make the, or or design can be changed, and we can make some precaution against this dynamic supply chain, and we can develop some optimization tool for in this situation. So we should have one plan, and we should discover, we should redesign our supply chain, and for against this disruption in the, how can, once the disruption is discovered, how a firm can effectively recover from this disruption. For example, if they have a connection to the market in Indonesia, if they think that the price of coffee will increase, and if they maybe their supplier will not sell coffee them, maybe they will sue another better another firm, because if the firm give them so in this situation the firm need to have another supplier, maybe from another country, Colombia, or another coffee producer, and then they will have their coffee for their firm in Holland. That means this disruption can be prevented. But how can be prepared? If they have an earlier plan, earlier connection. Otherwise it will take time to deal with disruption, and then it will have some cost. So in this situation, supply chain knowledge is very important. Product flows, lead times, inventories, location, channel. How can they share external? They should also follow the political, weather, label issues. I mean, like Ukraine, Russia. I mean, everybody could estimate that earlier there are some problems political, and it was it was could be estimated that there would be war between Ukraine and Russia, and many European firms they didn't expect that there would be a war between Ukraine and Russia. And the Europe countries, suppliers from they depend on the gas from Russia, and especially the farming from Ukraine, and their supply chain totally destroyed. And it takes few months, maybe still they couldn't deal with the gas problem, but now they design new system. So 1-2 years they lost a lot of money. The manufacturing in Europe affected, and the customer are affected. So in this situation, if they have had an earlier plan, like alternative gas supplier, alternative wheat supplier to Europe market, especially the Turkey, we have also the same problem because the price of bread increased, because one of the important producer of wheat is Ukraine. So a plan could be prepared in this situation. So what can be done? Visibility, as I told you, or estimation is very important in this situation. Maybe technologies can be used to have control on the location. They can use the barcode systems, and they can make estimation about the retail, and they make notes and define all the risks. They can have alternatives. So the knowledge in the market is important. External influence very important in the supply chain. Understanding of current supply chain operations, if there is could be estimated there can be problem, what can be done, disruption, how can they will recover from this, and then they will make a performance evaluation on this risk. So the things is discovery, and how can you quickly discover this risk, and how can you deal with this risk is very important. When disruption happens, and if you don't have any plan for that one, that as I told you, like in Europe, many manufacturers lost of million of euro because of the Ukraine and Russia war, and earthquakes sometimes happen in this region, and the COVID, we already see this situation because this thing is dynamic. Yeah, sometimes different risks can happen. Sometimes, as I told you, the price change. Sometimes the government change, like Trump, they want to change the system. But the thing is how to make the resilience, how to make from robust to resilient to the firms and countries for this kind of risk is very important. And in this situation, should be proactive. Yeah, we should make estimation about the risk. So if can be problems in the production, maybe buffers, maybe to make more visible connection with supply chain, and understanding of supply chaining, using the intelligent analysis like database, like artificial intelligence, using the numerical methods, training, how to make more robust, more resilient in the system, damage control, and how to handle with this time over time is very important in this system to deal with the disruption. And if you can get recover quickly from disruptions, that means you have the ability to deal with problems more quickly. So if there is a COVID and you could have enough stock, you couldn't lose your customer, you couldn't lose your money, maybe you can use this situation to sell more in the market. That means you are resilient, and this is the scientific way how to be resilient, how to be prepared for the precaution for disruptions, and more be proactive in the system. In this situation, the flexibility, transportation can be changed. Maybe some intelligent technology can be used to deal with these disruptions, like the war, flooding, or maybe customer trades. And this kind of things can be used in the risk management to deal with these disruptions problems in the firms. You can have this kind of Excel sheets or sheets in your firm, and you can present to the management to deal with the kind of risk. You can define them and you can make precaution against. But so another things in the current world, when I come to end to the slowly, that we need to consider the global so sustainability. We can consider on our new supply chain risk management. Besides resilience, we can use these digital tools. As I told you now, the artificial intelligence tools are very effective, and then they are used. We can use the predictive analytics that give us some estimations. We can anticipate the market change, and maybe in this situation, the firms need more collaboration with the stakeholders, like with suppliers. When I worked in Germany, we brought our supplier from China to Germany. We educate them, we know them, and if there is a problem in the supply chain, production, in the resources, we taught them how to deal with that one. And there was some quality issues. We educated them how to deal with these quality issues because the German market need high quality products. So we decrease our risk in this manner. So we need to consider the cost. Lead time, we need to reduce in all the manufacturing. Customer satisfaction is important. We need to give attention. Continuous improvement to improve the key performance indicators in the system. And sometimes you make investment maybe, but over time you get the benefits of the investments, you can have supply diversification. I give one example, like the firm in Japan, they have one single supplier, but that means more risk. If they have more suppliers, and then maybe if there is a problem with one supplier, they can use the alternative supplier to get their product or these resources. So we need to adapt to change. Training in this situation is important. Stockholders, as I told you, customer, maybe the market are important. We need to collaboration in the firm and outside firm, and have communication. If there is a problem in the market with customer, with production side, with transportation side, and monitor and evaluate the progress regularly as a part of continuous improvement is required in the supply chain to make configuration in the chain that to deal with the risk, to be a successful producer or manufacturer, or to prevent risk in this situation important. So as Charles Darwin says, it is the strongest of the species that survive, not the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to the change. In the manufacturing, maybe in the old situation, we need to consider that one. If we are prepared for this kind of things in the manufacturing or in the other situation, as I told you, maybe the resource will be spent, money will be spent, maybe the time will be spent, but it will work because maybe it will never happen, but it will prepare you, it will educate you, it will give you the chance to have more control in the system by dealing with the risk. Because as I told you, some people say they don't like to deal with risk. They don't want to spend money with risk management. They don't want to hire people to deal with risk management, or they don't want to give extra money, increase the product price, or maybe they want to more profit. But when this happens, what will you do? So this is the key point, how we deal with the risk management. Thank you very much. If you have a question, I can answer. Maybe you will make a question session at the end.
Well, thank you very much for your presentation. It's like an outstanding presentation, sir. For anyone who would like to ask a question, feel free to raise your hand or unmute your mic. I will open the floor for a maximum 2 questions. Please start by introducing yourself and name and faculty. Okay, Usep, are you want to ask a question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you. If there is no question, let's take a picture first. Please, for all present attending, open your camera and we will take a picture. For your time. Thank you for your presentation. And let's
Welcome.
move to the next speaker. Thank you, Mr. Imran, for your time. We'll see you again.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank
I
you
hope
so much.
if you have any question or any, you can mail me. I give my contact information here.
All right. We will give your contact to our participant, and if they have a question, they will always contact you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, let's continue to our next speaker. We move to the next speaker. Next speaker is a beautiful woman from our neighboring country. She is one of the outstanding lecturers at Ibnu Sina. I'm proud to say she is also one of the best lecturers of Management Strategic Magister program. With her specialization field on human resources management, please welcome to Professor Dr. Khatijah Omar, BSc, MSc, PhD. Hello, Prof. Khatijah. Do you remember me?
Yeah, Lily. Of course, I remember you. Okay, hi everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
All right. Prof. Khatijah will be presenting a topic on adaptive leadership and organizational culture in uncertain times. To Professor Khatijah, we will coming to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Lily. Okay, so we have listened to Prof. Imran. Okay, I think he talked about supply management, and I'm more to HR. Okay, let me share the slide first. Okay, can you see the slide?
Yes, we all see, Prof.
Okay, thank you very much then. Okay, can I start now?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, let me begin with. I'm Prof. Dr. Khatijah Omar from University of Malaysia Terengganu. Okay, sorry, I have to take off the spectacles because when reading the laptop, when seeing the laptop, I don't need any glasses. Okay, so as you all can see now, my topic is adaptive leadership and culture in uncertain times. Okay, let's go to overview of my talk. Okay, there are 6 items that I will touch on. Again, navigating uncertainty, why adaptability matters. Okay. Second, leadership and adaptive leadership. Okay. And the third one is organizational culture and adaptive culture. The fourth one, practical strategies for leaders. Next, case studies and research insight. And the last one, words to share. Okay. All right. Okay. But before I go to navigating uncertainty, why adaptability matters, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, and I believe most of you are students, okay? We are in the midst of toughening economic, social, political, and environmental cycle that we have all to accept as inevitable, right? The boom and bust cycles we experience in this world are reflective of the way we conduct ourselves. Okay, the attitude, the values we abide, and our approach to life and living. In a nutshell, it comes down to leadership. Okay, at a personal level, even though we are not leaders, but as a person, okay, leadership is also important. That what brings us to what we bring in our conversation and we bring to the table in the collective. Okay, relevant to today's topic, the culture and norms that we practice also contribute to our today's living. The world that we are living today is, to say it, not as it used to be. Okay, so we cannot be in the comfort zone anymore. Yeah, and then the world, yes, always changing. Very, very very fast changing, yeah? And in whatever capacity we make our own contribution, big or small, mundane or breakthrough, or what we can say that when we know that the world is changing, does it have to be that way, or shouldn't we be learning from our mistake and prevent whatever that we say not good from repeating? Okay, so navigating uncertainty, why adaptability matters. As I mentioned before, we are living in a time where change is not constant, it's accelerating. Okay, economies shift overnight, new technologies disrupt entire industries, global crisis test our resilience, and what worked yesterday might not work tomorrow. Okay, this is the reality in this VUCA world. I think most of you know, and most of you come across VUCA, yeah? VUCA, all right? Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Okay, all these actually need adaptability. Adaptability is no longer a nice to have concept, yeah? It's now essential. We have to adapt to our new world. It is the skill that allows us to move forward, yeah? When the path isn't clear, to learn when everything around us is changing. Of course, we notice that everything is changing so fast with the help of technology, and to stay grounded even when the ground seems to be shifting. Okay, but here is the challenge. Uncertainty doesn't feel good. Our natural human response is of a VUCA, okay? Our natural human response is often fear, resistance, and even paralysis, okay? Why? Because our brain are wired for predictability and safety. We like our routines that much, okay? We are in our comfort zone. And when changes threaten us, our cognitive biases kick in, telling us to stay still, okay? Play safe and hold on to what we know, okay? But the truth is, in many situations, many change initiatives fail not because of strategy or resources, but because of people. In fact, as you can see in the slide there, statistic or study shows that up to 70% of changes effort fail due to human factor. We start to reject changes, okay? Our reluctance to change, our fear of the unknown, and our difficulty in letting go of the past. Yeah. So what we can do? We have to start to recognize adaptability. We have to know that adaptability must be part of our mindset. It's about staying open, curious, courageous in the face of uncertainty. Okay, because Prof. Imran also talked about uncertainty, about adaptability. So I might repeat in several times because even though the topic is different, but some notion we shared. Okay. And because in this VUCA world, the most adaptable will survive. And actually, those who survive, not the strongest or the smartest one, but the one who can adapt the most to their new world. Okay, so let's have the real world example here. Okay, for example, Netflix. Netflix last time adapted. We know that Netflix pivoting from DVDs to streaming. Okay, last time, we use this, but Netflix, Netflix reflect to the changes of the world. So they they shift from the DVD to streaming. So here, meaning that adaptability isn't just a survival skill, but it's a superpower in uncertain time. And this is what also mentioned by Dr. Imran, Nature, Darwin, how Darwin says that the one who can survive, if I can recall what Prof. Imran says, the one who can survive is not who is the strongest, but who is who can
Not
adapt
strong and not
to change.
intelligent.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so the message is clear. Okay, in time of change, it's not strength or smarts that give us an edge. Okay, it is our ability to pivot, adjust, and move forward, even when the future is uncertain. Okay, so whenever you are leading a team, growing a business, or simply navigating life, remember adaptability isn't weakness; it's power. It is what keeps you going when everything else feels unstable. Okay, next move to the next slide. Okay, now how to build adaptability. We talk about adaptability, but actually, is it something that we're born with it, or is it the one that we have to learn? All right. Okay, how to build adaptability? Adaptability actually isn't something you are born with. Yeah? It is something you can build. In a world that constantly changing, learning how to adapt is one of the most valuable skills we can develop. But how do we do that? Okay, it starts with mindset. Okay, cultivate a growth mindset. Okay, believe that you can learn, you can change and improve over time. Okay, stay curious, ask questions. People who approach the world with curiosity are more likely to explore new possibilities instead of fearing them. Okay, and next, we focus on skills. Okay, learn continuously. Okay, oh, this one maybe a typo. Okay, so adaptability is powered by continuous learning. Build your emotional regulation so you can stay calm in uncertainty. Okay, strengthen your problem solving muscle so you can pivot when things don't go as planned. The third one, habit. Then you have to develop the habits that reinforce adaptability. You have to reflect yourself regularly. Ask yourself what's working and what isn't. Try new things, even small ones. Okay. And most importantly, seek feedback. Maybe the feedback that you got may be not always comfortable, but it is one of the fastest way to grow. Okay, so don't hesitate or don't afraid, yeah, to receive any feedback, whether it is positive or negative. Actually, they make you matured over time. Yeah, and finally, okay, practice observation and exploration. Pay attention to changes around you. Be sensitive to trends, signals, or shifts. Being aware gives you an edge. Explore new ideas, tools, or perspective, even if they are outside of your usual space. Okay, I believe that most of you here are working people, because I know that because I teach MBA at UWIS, okay, and this semester my students are very busy. Okay, I have to make quite a number of recorded lecture because my student cannot attend classes. Okay, so because you are all working people, adaptability in the workplace is quite an important topic. Okay, during times of uncertainty, people look to leaders not just for direction, yeah, but for confidence and calm. Okay, because we, especially the followers, yeah, we need leaders like that. Okay, great leaders don't pretend to have all the answers. Instead, they model adaptability. If they know it, they know. Yes. If they don't know, maybe they can help. They can seek the answers from their followers or from their subordinates. Yeah? Okay. Instead, leaders model adaptability. They should model adaptability by staying open, communicating transparently, and adjusting course as needed. They have to create clarity without rigidity. Okay, remember that rigidity is no longer what we say number one, yeah, in this today's world. Yeah? And um, but leadership actually is leadership alone is not enough. Okay, organization needs to build adaptable teams and cultures. Okay, the second point, yeah, creating adaptable teams and cultures. Sorry. Okay, this means creating environment where change is not feared but expected. Okay, where learning is constant, feedback is welcome, and failure is seen as part of the progress. So, so how do we do that? Okay, we can lean. Okay, we can lean on tools and practice that support flexibility and responsiveness. Okay, so here the point number 3. Okay, agile methodologies help team break work into manageable chunks, test ideas quickly, and iterate fast. The scenario planning prepares for multiple futures, not just one ideal plan. Next, and most importantly, psychological safety allows people to speak up. Okay, so as a followers, you have to be brave to speak out what are in your mind, and as leaders, please listen to the subordinates or followers, because sometimes their ideas are much more innovative, much more precious than what the leaders have in their mind. Okay, what is leadership? Okay, so because the topic today is the adaptability, leadership, and adaptable culture. So you have to be with these two terms, okay, again and again. Right? Okay, what is leadership? When we think of leadership, we often picture someone in a corner of the office or with a title like manager or CEO, right? But actually, leadership isn't about a job title alone. Okay, leadership is the ability to influence, guide, and inspire others toward a shared goal. So remember that leadership is not about power. Okay, it is about purpose. A true leader doesn't just give orders, they motivate, they build trust, they create an environment where people feel valued and capable of more than they thought possible. Okay? And leadership means setting clear vision, communicating it with clarity, and aligning others with that direction. Whenever you are leading a team, okay, whether you are leading a team, a classroom, like a classroom leader, we have here a Dio. Dio Saputra is the leader of the this semester MBA class, or a project, okay? Please show up with integrity every day. Leadership is about impact, not position. Okay. And remember that the best leaders empower others. They don't seek control, they create confidence. Okay. And I know that most of you, especially the management students here, the management people here, okay, you know about types of leadership. Yeah, maybe we come across autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire, transactional, visionary, charismatic, and transformational. And we learn about few of leadership approaches also. But today, we go further into not democratic, autocratic, laissez-faire or whatnot, but we go into adaptive leadership. Okay. Slide number, okay, the next slide. What is adaptive leadership? Okay, so it is popularized by Ronald Hayface and Marty Linsky. Okay, and actually, adaptive leadership encourages flexibility and responsiveness. Instead of rigid plans and top-down control, adaptive leaders stay open. They observe carefully and adjust in a real time. Okay, they understand that what worked yesterday or today might not work tomorrow. Okay, and adaptive leadership also focus on systematic challenges, not just technical problems, because we know technical problems have clear solution. But there are some problems that not technical. Okay, we have to apply expertise. We have to apply our experience, our previous experience, because adaptive challenges actually are different. They require new learning, behavior change, and deep collaboration. And these are kinds of problems where the solution doesn't live with the leader alone. It has to come from people. That's why nowadays, especially in the VUCA world, leaders, don't just live with leadership. Yeah, followers don't just live with followership. Yeah, but leaders and followers, they have to work together if they want the organization to run smoothly and better. Okay, slide number 10. Okay, we move to the next slide. Okay, let me share with you some core principles of adaptive leadership. Okay, one is to get on the balcony, because I think I have about 32 slides. Okay, because this one I just read through, and maybe a few, at one or two I will explain. Okay, get on the balcony, observe from dynamic. Okay, when you observe from the balcony, you will see the wider picture. Not just see from the floor. Okay, and then identify adaptive challenges. Okay, not all problems have clear solution, so that's why adaptive leadership and adaptive followership is very important. Then establish or create an atmosphere of openness and honesty to promote trust. Trust is the foundation of any team facing change. So adaptive leaders cultivate psychological safety, where people can speak the truth, challenge assumptions, and admit when they don't know. That kind of honesty builds real momentum. Yeah. And the fourth one, regulate distress. Okay, change can be stressful actually. Yeah, we like to live in our comfort zone, so that's why change can be stressful, and too much stress actually shuts people down. Okay, so here, that's why adaptive leaders manage the heat in the system. Next, number 5, give work back. What does it mean? Okay, don't try to do everything. Okay, adaptive leaders is about empowering the team. Let the team wrestle with the tough questions, own the process, and find their own solution. Okay, that's how capability and confidence grow. Number 6, protect voices of leadership below. Leadership below not meaning here is the subordinate or followers. Some of the most valuable insights actually come from people who aren't in formal leadership role. Okay, it doesn't mean that they are leaders. The notion, the ideas are very good. Sometimes the good ideas come from subordinates, come from the very the staff, very lower staff, lower level staff. So listen to the quiet voice. Amplify those who are often overlooked. Listening deeply is the best way to truly understand the emotional temperature of your team. Okay, remember, I would like to bring you to a company named Kleenex. Kleenex produce tissues. But how Kleenex came up with a very quality toilet tissue? Because they listened to one of their cleaners. The cleaners gave the ideas how to prevent the toilet from having trouble. So they came with the better quality of toilet tissues. And number 6, advocate your team. Adaptive leaders actually are ambassadors. Yeah, they represent their team with pride, celebrate wins, and make others feel seen and valued. This sense of belonging strengthens commitment, trust, and motivation. So here, I would stress that, having said these 7 core principles of adaptive leadership, I will stress that adaptive leadership isn't about control. It is about guiding growth through complexity. It is about learning. It is about listening. It is about leading with empathy, and it is about courage. Okay. Next, okay. Besides leadership, okay, we have to also master, okay, the culture. So in certain times, besides leadership, culture also has to play a role. Okay. So what is organizational culture? As you have here, culture is the biggest single influence on whether your team or organization behave positively or not. And here's it is true actually. Yeah. Because organizational culture isn't written in policy manuals or just shown on the wall of the organization. Yeah? It is how things really work around. Okay, it is the shared values, behaviors, habits, and norms that shape how people think at and interact at work. Okay, so once we know about organizational culture, okay, so we have to know also what kind of culture that we need to build. Okay, I go to the next slide. Okay, how to build, communicate, and support a strong culture and ethical culture that works. Okay, the first one, who are hired and who are the members around. So to build a strong culture, it is not only the leaders. Yeah, it is the members of the organization. So that's why if we want to hire, during the first day, the culture starts. Okay, if we want to hire people, hire those who really have a good culture within themselves, because the good cultures within themselves, they will spread to the whole organization too. Okay, the second one, make integrity an always on job function. Integrity should be embedded into daily decision, performance reviews, leadership expectation. Every layer of the organization have to make integrity as on job function. The third one, define good culture for the whole organization. And why definition is very important? Because with the correct and proper definition, the culture will be understood by all of the members in the organization. Okay, and then number 4, consider the impact of social media. So be careful with this. Today's culture isn't just internal, it is public. Okay, it is public. Why I say so? Because employees can share their experience online. Customers also can comment in the real time. A single unethical incident can go viral. And when unethical go viral, the organization will face the impact. Okay, number 5, sanction the bad, reward the courageous. Okay, so we need to celebrate those who take the harder, ethical path, recognize courage, reward integrity. Next, safe environment to speak up. Okay, leaders must invite dissent, listen actively, and protect those who speak up, not punish them. Okay, because when leaders always listen to the followers, they know the tone to set in the organization. Number 7, keep business ethical and culture current. Don't let ethics outdated. Okay, so here maybe technology now is inevitable. So make sure that ethics about technology is there in every organization. And the last one, keep it simple, respect leadership as well as followership. Leaders have to respect followers and followers have to respect leaders. Okay, respect for people, not roles. For accountability, because people don't allow policies, don't follow. People don't follow policies, they follow people. Okay, next. Okay, how do we create a culture that can bend and thrive amid constant change? Okay, this one. Okay, we have 4 items. Okay, first, create safe spaces for honest dialogue. Okay, because remember, sometimes we often listen to that honesty is the best policy. So make it one of the culture in the organization or the policy. Second, reward experimentation and learning from failure. And the third one, align values with adaptability and resilience. And the last one, train leaders in emotional intelligence and systems thinking. Okay, because sometimes leaders not just need to be trained about the their core responsibilities, but how to deal with emotion, how to motivate their followers, how to run the thinking system at best is also important. Okay, even though we say that changes must be welcome, sometimes we can see that in the organization, some of the people, they resist changes. Okay, so when they resist changes at this kind of situation, adaptability culture maybe cannot be realized. Okay, how do we know that there is signal of cultural resistance? Okay, when they increase blame and silos during crisis. Okay, blaming each other. Okay, and then avoidance of tough conversation. They don't want to talk about the what most challenging now. Okay, they want to play safe. They love to be in their own comfort zone. Okay. The third one, rigid adherence to outdated practice. And the last one, low psychological safety and engagement. Okay, please still bear with me. I have only few more slides. Okay, and next is how adaptive leaderships shape culture. Okay, first, adaptive leaders promote trust, openness, and experimentation. They build relationship based on honesty and transparency, making it safe for team members to share ideas and risks without fear of judgment or failure. Second, leaders model vulnerability and flexibilities. Rather than pretending to have all the answers, leaders openly acknowledge challenging and uncertainties. And in fact, they welcome whatever good ideas from followers. And the last one, okay, adaptive leaders encourage bottom-up feedback and innovation. They listen carefully to insight from every level of the organization, recognizing that great ideas can come from everywhere, from every level. Okay. Okay, some example of adaptive leadership and culture in practice. Okay, let's take a closer look at the A and B, okay, experience during the COVID-19 pandemics as a powerful example of how organizational culture and leadership can make a difference in time of crisis. In 2020, Airbnb, an unprecedented challenge, okay, they face 80% drop in the revenue due to global travel restriction and uncertainty. This kind of financial shock could have devastated many companies, not just A&B. However, A&B CEO Brain Chesky responded with transparency and decisiveness. Okay, he communicated openly with employees about the severity of the situation, which helped build trust and reduce anxiety among the employees. Chesky also made difficult decisions, okay, like cutting costs to preserve the company's financial health. But more importantly, Chesky refined A&B mission to focus on the community and long-term resilience. This shift aligned with the strong internal culture that valued innovation, adaptability, and shared sense of purpose. Because of this strong culture and effective leadership, actually, A&B was able to maintain employee morale, employee motivation during a difficult time and pivot its business model toward new opportunity. So this example actually highlights the critical role of adaptive leadership and adaptive and resilient culture in navigating crisis successfully. Okay, the next example is that recent research insight 2024, where studied by McKinsey and Company. They found that firms with adaptive leadership were 2.4 times more likely to outperform competitors post-crisis. Okay, so they found that leaders who communicated openly and promoted autonomy result in higher engagement levels. So they also concluded that culture adaptability was the key predictor of post-pandemic success. Okay, because I am from UMT, I would like to also bring one example of the adaptable culture and adaptable leadership from my own university. Okay. University Malaysia Terengganu in 2023, the worst flood ever hit UMT. Okay, the water level at that time was more than 1 meter. When the flood hit, okay, UMT faced a very major challenge. Okay, how to keep education going despite the sudden disruption. The leaders act swiftly, okay, relocating, okay, faculty and resources rapidly to ensure that classes could continue without interruption. Top management empowered their lecturers to design and implement contingency plans tailored to their own course. They gave faculty the flexibility and ownership they need, okay, to adapt quickly to the new circumstances. If not, if let's say we just wait for the top management to instruct this and that, of course, the education will be disrupted at that time. So UMT's response is a testament, okay, to how adaptive leadership and collaborative culture can make the difference in navigating crisis effectively. Okay. Okay, the role of higher education here, okay, why I'm interested to put here, because actually the higher education is the place where leaders are created, where leaders are produced. So the role of higher educators here, higher education leaders must model adaptive mindset in academic setting, encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, design policies that reward innovation in teaching and research, make it a culture to appreciate contribution, because actually contribution doesn't come from the top level only, but every single level in the organization, they contribute. And every contribution must be appreciated. Yeah? And higher education also must live with communities. Don't just we say that we work in silo because we are university, we know everything. No, sometimes community knows best what they need from the university, how university can create or can produce leaders that suit their needs and demand. And the last one, encourage knowledge sharing in and outside institution. Knowledge is not only must be shared within the within the university, inside the university only. So that's why now it's good. I think we also have masyarakat, what we do, but community engagement. Okay, where staff and students from UIS go to communities and work with communities and help communities to solve some of their problems. That is good, actually. So because universities and communities, they must work together. Okay. Okay, so I come to the last slide of my presentation today. So with some words to share about what we have learned today. Okay, there are maybe 4, okay, items that need to take home. Okay, the first one, attract and keep the workforce of the future. Okay, because actually the future workforce, and even the current, the today's workforce also value adaptive leaders and cultures. And actually good leadership, good cultures do better financially. Okay, because when they are good in leadership, good in culture, this will bring high business margin. And actually good leadership and good cultures bring significant business or organization reputation. Okay, so this is what I'm talking in almost more than 30 minutes, and you are listening about more than 30 minutes. The closing thought of the my presentation today. So yes, now it is end of presentation. Thank you very much for being with me. Okay, so back to our moderator. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much for Professor Khatijah for the presentation. Once
Most
again,
welcome.
we will open the floor for only 2 questions. For those who would like to ask, please feel free to unmute your mic and mention your name.
Okay, I think I will answer the question for Professor Khatijah.
Okay, thank you, Dio.
Oh, mana Aci gini moderator asking the question. Let the participant ask the question. But it's okay, it's okay. Okay.
Okay, Professor Khatijah, because you mentioned my name before, so that's why I will asking to
Yes.
you. Are you ready for my question?
Oh, I think I'm not ready. Okay, just ask.
Okay, Professor Khatijah, adaptive leadership and a strong culture enable organization to thrive amidst uncertainty by fostering agility, learning, and resilience. So my question is, how do you see the role of adaptive leadership in helping organizations face challenges in uncertain times in the society era 5.0? I
Okay,
think
that's
that
the
is
end
my
of the question.
question.
Okay, I think some of the answers are in my presentation already, Dio, but you just like to ask me. Okay, but actually, okay, to face the IR 5.0, that is what your question is, right, Dio? Okay, so some of the point, okay, we say that leaders, when we say IR 5.0, meaning that we depend so much on technology. So leaders of today's organization, okay, they must realize that leadership knowledge alone is not enough. Okay, they have to learn, unlearn, and relearn themselves on how to upgrade themselves with technology. Okay, for example, if leaders for academic institution, okay, now learning in the class is not like learning in the past, right? So make sure that leaders in our own institution, academic institution, also understand what is needed for the current learning and education. So that's why today's topic is adaptive leadership and adaptive culture. Okay, so let go the culture of the past, welcome the culture of the future. All right, okay, Dio?
Okay, thank you, Kak.
All right. So no more question because actually Dio asked 2 questions already.
But we can open for one more question.
Okay. So, okay, I take one more question.
Yes, please.
In bahasa also okay, no worry. Because most of you now, I think all of us, unless except students from Thailand, they don't understand bahasa. But of course, except students
Ada
from
yang mau
Thailand.
bertanya dari teman-teman, silahkan. Boleh ya, Prof? Prof
Ya,
mengerti
boleh dalam bahasa
Indonesia ya?
juga boleh, bisa. Saya bisa bicara bahasa juga.
Oke, jika tidak ada yang bertanya, sepertinya saya yang akan bertanya ya, Prof ya.
Uy, moderators also, the second moderators also ask question. Okay.
Right. In the context of higher education, how can empowering faculty and flattening hierarchies lead to better crisis management and innovation, Prof?
Okay, back to the topic that I do the presentation, adaptive leadership and adaptive culture. Okay, so actually, whether top management, middle management, or staff, they have to really understand what is adaptive. What is adaptive culture, what not just adaptive culture and adaptive leadership, but what is adaptability actually. Okay, because when we know how to adapt, okay, remember that I also touch on VUCA world. Now the world is not a stagnant one. It always changing. So that's why people in this world also must keep abreast with the changes. So to keep abreast with the changes, we need the skill of adaptability. Okay, how to adapt with the scenario. If let's say we are facing crisis, so how to adapt with the crisis? Of course, leaders or top management must provide training, training to further educate, to further to further expose
Encourage, encourage.
the staff from top to bottom, okay, of the importance of adaptability. I think beside we ourselves learn, okay, about adaptability, the organization also have to play their roles in providing training, the proper and suitable training, to increase the adaptability skills among the staff of in the organization. Is it answering your question, Lily?
Yes, thank you so much, Prof.
Most welcome. My pleasure.
All right, maybe it's enough for all the questions.
Hello, can I ask something?
All right.
I
More-
have
Is it okay?
maybe I
Yeah,
don't know if my
Didi.
language is
It's
not
okay.
good.
Oh, Didi,
Madam.
before you ask a question, okay, but you are not you are MBA student also,
Yes, I am a education student at Musina University, Madam.
but offline,
But online, Mister.
online.
Online, yeah.
Oh, online.
And I have some questions. How do you think a leader assesses the situations, how they adapt to change, and how they motivate the team in dynamic situation like that, like now?
Okay. Uh, how leaders adapt to
Assignment, menilai.
menilai. Okay, again your question.
Coach, kan pembahasan hari ini kita membahas tentang kepemimpinan yang adaptif ya, Madam izin.
Okay,
Saya ingin
kepimpinan
bertanya,
saja ada
ya
menilai.
adaptif, menilai, dan saya ingin memberikan pertanyaan, how do you think a leader assesses or assignment the situation, how they adapt to change, and how they motivate the team in dynamic situation like now?
Oh, so meaning that you asked me 3 questions. Okay, the first one.
I'm so sorry.
I want to answer the first one.
I'm so
3
sorry.
question there.
Yeah.
Menilai. Okay, you mean the work performance?
Yes, work
Oh, okay.
performance.
Okay. So here, when we talk about adaptive leadership and adaptive culture, I did touch about integrity, right? So whoever you evaluate, make sure that you do it with integrity, okay? Not by, okay, this is, okay, I don't know whether this term is common to Indonesian, pilih bulu, okay?
Yeah.
That one, no, okay? So do it in integrity, with honesty, okay? Follow whatever procedures that have been set, okay? So if let's say the staff, okay, got higher mark based on the procedures that have been written or have been listed, so that's it, okay? So the second one, the second question.
Wait, Madam. How the leader to adapt to change,
Adapt to
how they
change. Okay,
motivate the
I think
team.
the adapt to change. Maybe some of the answers also answer some of the answer. Maybe we can take from the question by Dio and Lily also. So when we adapt to change, actually, adapting to change not is what we are born with. We have to learn. Okay, so we need to learn the skill how to adapt to the current situation, to the specific scenario that we are facing. Okay, but actually, our knowledge, our experience also play important role beside the skills that we have learned. Okay, the last question, Didi.
How they motivate the team in a dynamic situation like now, because every employee has a shortcoming sometimes.
Motivate. How to motivate?
Motivate the team.
Okay, motivate.
Motivate the team in
Okay,
dynamic situation like
to my sentence, one sentence. To motivate the staff, the leaders must also be must have strong motivation too. Okay, to motivate the staff, the leaders must also be the most motivated one. Okay, so to motivate the staff, the leaders must always be with the staff. If they know what the staff is going through, what they go through, of course, the leader will know also how to motivate the staff. They have to experience what the staff experience, because experience what leaders experience daily is not the same as what staff experience. So that's why I did touch also about the followership and leadership. For leaders and followers, they have to work together. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Didi. Sorry if I don't really answer your question.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
for the
thank
lesson.
you,
Nice to meet you.
Didi.
Thank you.
Okay, all the best for you, Didi.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for Didi, for Professor Khatijah. We close to Q&A session today. For everyone who still needs more discussion with Professor Khatijah, we allow you to contact her after this webinar. Is it okay, Prof?
Yeah. I did also put the contact, my contact, my email, my Facebook, as well as my
Yes, all right, we will share it.
campaign.
All right.
Okay, thank you
Prof,
very much to all
before
of
you
you,
leave,
and all the best to all.
yes, before you leave, Prof, let's take a picture first. Please, to all participants, open your camera and
Lagi
smile.
rapat pakai bahasa Inggris aku. Di mana rapat, Nak?
Oke.
Itu select aja tadi itu
Kita capture dulu untuk semuanya. Mohon untuk semua peserta dihidupkan kameranya. Oke, 1, 2, 3.
Lanjut dulu.
Oke, satu lagi. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you for all participants, to Professor Khatijah. Thank you for your presentation. Once again, thank you for today. I hope we still can meet in my next semester, right, Prof? Okay, we move to our third speaker. The happiness audience, the next speaker is from Thailand. Contribution to academia in his leadership in various institutions have earned him recognition, including being named of the most 500 influential Muslim in the world in 2009 by the Prince Walid bin Salik Center of Muslim Christian Understanding, Georgetown University, USA. His dedication in international relations and intellectual endeavors is highly commendable. Please welcome Andaman Anatolian Technology College, Thailand, Professor Dr. Sukri Langputeh, PhD. Hello, Sawadika, sir.
Assalamualaikum. Good morning.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. First of all, I'm sorry for your loss, sir. My deepest condolence to you and your family. You are really great to keep taking your time for us.
Amin.
Thank you so much. Okay, no more longer. Let's first present the material that will be delivered by Mr. Sukri with the topic resilient decision making in a volatile global landscape. To Mr. Sukri, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah walhamdulillah walhamdulillah alladhi bi ni'matihi wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah ma ba'd. Please, Alhamdulillah, thank you very much, the Ibn Sina University, for inviting me to join this program. I have visited the university. I have visited your university twice, I think, and then I'm very glad to meet the rector himself and the team. And in fact, Batam is not so far from our place, but inshallah, by having these kind of cooperations, we will have more cooperation in the future, inshallah. So allow me to share my slides. Wait. I have 45 minutes to share, but anyway, if I can finish faster, that would be good. Do you see my slide now? Not yet, huh? Do you see my slide? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, you have seen the slide already, right?
Yes, we all see, but it's still share screen, Prof. Still loading.
Okay.
Yang mana, Bang?
Maybe you.
Maybe we can help you to share the screen.
Maybe we can help you to share.
Okay. That's good. That's great.
All right, please the committee to share.
Wait for minute and Prof.
All right, wait for a minute, yeah, Prof.
Okay. While waiting for the slides, I'd like to congratulate the university for having such a very interesting program, and even the topic itself is very up to date, because now we are living in the world where we have to talk about geopolitical uncertainty and how can we find our way to move forward and how to balance ourselves in this era. But anyway, bisa nggak?
Wait. A minute, Prof.
Okay. Let's
All
come.
right, everyone.
It comes already. Okay. Well, okay, please count down my time. Okay. A resilient decision making in a volatile global landscape. This is the topic I'm going to share with you within 45 minutes, and I will, like I mentioned earlier, if I finish it faster, that's the best. In fact, I am myself working in Fatani University for 25 years as a Vice Director for International Relations. I just moved to my hometown, Satun, to establish Andaman Anatolian Technology College, and also to set up Andaman Institute of Maritime Technology in Thailand. Okay, move to the first slide. Next. Yes, this is very important thing. Okay, no, go to Bismillah first. Bismillah is very important for Muslim, and for our brothers who are Christian, Buddhist, and some others. You have your own terminology of not only studying but freshening you up. Bismillah is always freshing your own thing. When you are going to do, you are going to renew anything. You say Bismillah, you feel energetic again. Yes, please. Next one. Next. Yes, this is very important. In order to call your conference is international. So here is a proof that I'd like to say that for languages, I'd like to talk about to use in this conference. The first is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As Muslim, by using Arabic language means that we can connect with the world of 1.4 billion Muslims. We have a 1.4 billion Muslims in the world, 1.4 billion Muslims in the world. So what we are talking about the issues of how can we come up with resilient decision making in Muslim world, and then the Muslim political landscape, not only in Middle East, in Palestine that we are having war now, also in southern Thailand. In the morning I listened to the Vice Governor of Kyrgyz talking about Thai-Cambodian war. Do you know that in Thai-Cambodian war last few weeks there was one Muslim soldier from Thailand passed away, and then one Muslim soldier from Cambodia passed away, and both of the soldiers are praying from God, from the same God, fighting to each other by the name of the nation. They are both Muslim fighting by the name of their own nation, Thailand and Cambodia. So you see, this is the world that we are living today. The second is that I use ขอความสันติจงมีแด่ทุกท่านนะครับนี่จับเวลาให้ดี45 นาที ขอความเข้าใจทุกท่าน I just try to greet you in Thai language in order to make it international. I do believe that in the future there will be more and more programs of Ibn Sina University in Thailand, and by having chances to speak Thai, it means you are already international because you are adding one more language. And peace be upon you that it's English. I'm trying to speak this language more. And terakhir itu salam sejahtera ke atas Anda. Ini kalau di Patani, di Satun, di Thailand Selatan itu biasanya orang Islam menggunakan tulisan Jawi ya untuk bahasa Melayunya. Next please. Next. Yeah, this is the world of today. This is the demographic happening. Wherever you go to the world, you can see people are fighting with each other. People are claiming this land, that land belong to them. So you can see everywhere. So see, just one shoot, humanity drops. See? Okay, next. Okay, ini juga masalah. Ini juga masalah yang sebetulnya this is one of the landscape, volatile landscape that happened today. The more diplomatically, they are talking nicely, they are smiling to each other, but in fact, at the back, they are doing something else. Next one. In the scenario of the world, see, people are in the age of competition, competing each other in classes, in schools, in administration, in management, whatever, or even nation to nations. We always have sport competition. We always have academic competition. The world is full of competition. For what? Being champion is not everything for our life, in fact. Next one. Then because of that competition, finally, what happened in our community, our society, our university, or even in our class, sometimes we do not know what direction we are moving towards. But at the same time, the world is having, a new landscape, shakeable landscape, in fact. But we are still having this kind of directions. We cannot just be united and go towards what we are dreaming and aiming. Next one. Due to that, finally talking about our corporations, how can we cooperate? Because we cannot, bring this railroad to come together. So one of the idea that I do believe that the organizer of this program is going to show to the world is that we are trying to bring the railroad from Indonesia to Malaysia, Malaysia to Singapore, Singapore to Thailand. At the end of the day, all of our students and staff are coming to the same journey, inshallah. Next one, please. Then, when we talk about resilient decision making, I'll just put 3 points of that and try to make it short in order for all of you to understand. You can take a capture of this, or you can just get my PPT from the organizer, to understand faster, because the time is a bit limited. So first, we have to understand, we have to know how to define the resilient decision making. It is, in fact, the ability to adapt to unexpected challenges. Just now, I listened to Professor Khadija, and at the end of when Q&A, she also talking about adaptability, the ability of adaptability, the ability to adapt, to know how to adapt, to balance ourselves, especially in the unexpected challenges. This is what we mean by resilient decision making. The second is maintaining focus during crisis. You are having focus, you're having your own objective, you're having your own dream. But when you are having crisis, you are facing the crisis, you are, you're becoming void. I mean, you lose. And then the third one is to balance short-term and long-term goals. This help us to come up with a resilient decision-making, especially when you have short-term and long-term goals, you know how to balance it. Then why resilient matters in the volatile context? Because it protects against sudden disruption. There will be disruption here and there, here and there, and any time can happen. This all kind of disruption. But by knowing these matters, that you can protect yourself, and then you can build organization trust. And the last one, you can ensure continuity for operation. You know how to operate continuously because you are always aware of this kind of things happen. So resilient decision making will help you for that. That's why we need resilient decision making. The last one for the term resilient decision making is connection to strategic agility. By having this kind of approach, we have to enable swift adjustment. Swift adjustment is very much in need, in this kind of situation, and also encourages innovation, and then we strengthen our competitive advantages. You see, so by having resilient thinking, resilient decision making, resilient approach, you know how to balance yourself, and you know how to connect the loser and the winner. Okay, next one, please. I have 6 slides altogether, I think. The second is that how to understand the volatility. You see, the world geopolitical uncertainty now happening because of shift in alliances. In the past, you can see, U.S. group, Russian group, communist bloc, during Cold War, you have this democratic and this communist something. But now the world is shifting. Even we are talking about geography in the past. When you're talking about Europe, you must think of people who have, colors of hair different from us. You can think of Africa, of our brothers sisters who are black in color, skin. But now, can you imagine that when I was in Jordan, I was in Amman, I saw Chinese Chinatown. I listened to the Arab speaking Chinese, to the Chinese people, and Chinese are speaking Arabic. So the geography, demography has changed. This is the important shift of alliances that happen. And regional conflicts happen everywhere. Over there you have a Middle East problem in Ukraine and Russia. We have a Cambodian. We have all the Myanmar and Korean group, and also we do have trade wars. So that's why geopolitical uncertainty happen because of at least these 3 points. Okay. The second is economic instability that happen these days. Once the war happened, or once anything happened, once a climate change happened, everywhere you can see that the currency fluctuations happen, market crashes here and there happen, unemployment spikes. So this is in fact the economic instability that happened in the world. So this caused the world of volatility that happened currently. The third one is technological disruption. You can see that automation and AI is happening here and there. People are talking about disruptions of academic development here and there. Not only in third world like us, even in the first world country, even the developed country, they're also facing this problem. A lot of people who are jobless after AI has operated fully. You see, and then there will be cybersecurity threats. There's a rapid obsolescence. So this is the my second slide is talking about how to understand the world, which is full of volatility today. Next one. Next slide, please. Next slide, I'm going to talk about core principles of resilient decision making. These are principles. I drag here 3 core principles. The first is flexibility and adaptability. This is a very important theme of resilience. Being resilient means being flexible, and then being resilient means being adaptable of the current world facing, on the right side, left side, in front and the back. How to do it? Responding to change quickly. How could we respond to the quick change that happened and quick response that we are going to face those kind of changes? The second, how to customize our strategies per situation. Normally, when I was small, my teacher said, okay, you learn this knowledge and you apply all over the world. But in fact, currently, in this 21st century, it is no more like that. You have to customize one problem to one situation. You have to customize one approach to one problem, because each of this kind of problem has different strategy to be tackled. The third one is the learning from past mistakes. This is very important for resilient decision making. You have to learn, or you should learn, or you must learn from your past mistake, for your past misconduct or whatever, in order to improve your skill in the future. The second core is the evidence-based decision. In this world, especially the world of data, the world of big data, the world of this kind of thing, you need evidence-based decision-making process. You need using reliable data. You cannot just say, oh, that's happened here, that's happened here. Where's the data? Where's the proof? Where's the, documented element that finally it helps you to verify the data. and fact-checking assumption. A fact-checking assumption is very important as well in this resilient decision making, because you cannot just use your feeling management in countering the problem, but you need fact-checking assumption in order to make sure that the one that you are going to prove, or the one that you are to handle, finally you will get the right answer. And the third one is applying analytics. This is very important, because you cannot just go by feelings. You cannot just go by getting the summary of all, but not knowing in fact how to analyze one to another. In this case, the third core is the inclusive approaches. This is important. You have to get involved with stakeholders. You have to finalize. You have to analyze how many stakeholders do you have. How many of those who are affected, those who are impacted by your decision making, those who are input and outcome, and what are the process. So you have to think of getting them to be involved, in what you are going to do in the future. The next one is the encouraging dialogues. By coming up with a resilient approach, you have to come up with the dialogue. You have to talk to people. You have to talk with people. You have to talk people to people. You are not thinking alone. You are not coming up with your own decision, but you should encourage dialogue between the rector and the staff, the student and the lecturer and the guide of the university. This needs to be handled between us. The last one for the inclusive approaches is leveraging diverse perspective. We have to leverage diverse perspective. Even though we have many perspectives, we have many ideas, we have many solutions, but at the same time, we have to balance all those things in order to be able to go forward. Next, please. Yes, for my fourth slide is talking about strategic tools and framework. Then, when you know the core already, when you want to move forward with the resilient approach, what you have to do with the strategy, here in the fourth slide, I come up with three tools, strategic tools. The first is scenario planning. You must come up with the scenario understanding first. Before planning, you have to understand the real scenario. What is at the back? What is in front? What is on the right? So you have to identify possible futures. You have to identify the possible futures of your own organization, your own class, if you are a lecturer, your own university, if you are a rector or deans or vice rector. Then you have to do testing responses. You have to test the responses. You can try to test them, and then you got responses back, and then you develop new testing, and then you get responses. So this is the scenario planning that finally you want to know that what is the real happening. Okay, the last one is stress testing plan. You must have stress testing plan as well in order to understand the scenario planning. The second tool is the risk assessment. When you are going to understand the future, you are going to understand the scenario, you have also to understand the risks of that kind of thing that you are going to do. So you have to assess by using risk management. You have to recognize potential threat. How many threats that you may think that will be coming from outside? How many threats will be will be finally thrown to you? That you have to recognize that. The second, measuring impact. Okay, you have to measure also what will be the impact. Small thing done, big impact, that's the best. Big good impacts, that's better. So small thing done, but come up with a very worst impact, that we have to be very careful. So you have to do all this kind of risk assessment, risk management as a program or approaches. And last one, after having all these kind of, you have to prioritize your mitigation. Then you have to prioritize your mitigation by coming up with the first, the second, the third, and which one is the first, which one is the last, why, and what. Okay. And the last one for the tools or strategic tool is that you collaborate your networks. See, so this is a big tool. This is a very important tool. This is a very energetic tools. In fact, how do you do that? Cross-sector partnership. Today's conference is one of the collaboration network. This is one of the tools that strategically we organize conference. You have Professor Khadija from Malaysia. You have Professor from Indonesia. You have Pak Sudarman from Indonesia itself. You have me from Thailand. And then because of this cross-sector partnership that we are building now, there will be the second one is international cooperation. In the future, there will be more and more cooperation between Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. Okay, and the last one is shared resource pools. See, I use the term pools because resource pools means that you are not going to dig only a small well, but you are having pools, big pools. So
lagi absen tuh harus pakai foto, jadi foto dulu pindahin dulu, banyak cencongnya mah. Tanya ibu.
Okay, next one please. Okay, next slide please. Okay, this I come up with case studies very fast. I say you have to come up with case studies because after I discuss the first slide, second slide, third and fourth slide, then we come up with the fifth slide about case studies. You can see the government responses of a pandemic settlement. See, when the pandemic comes, how the government did, they try to understand the first, the second, the third, and then after that, you can see also the disaster relief. See the government, how the government responds to policy reforms. Okay, and the second one is corporate adaptation. You see, pivoting business model, supply chain re-engineering, remote work strategies, and also the community resilience. You know how grassroots initiative has been come up with. You know how local resources mobility that has been, and a social support system that happened by the government, by the parties involved. This is the case study. The last one, please. Next one, please. Please, next one. Okay, these are my recommendations to this undertaking. You know, the first one is embed resilience. So we need to come up with institutional policies. We should come up with the government policies, with university policies, with faculty policies. The second is that we must come up with organizational values. We must develop organizational values on resilient decision making with the world is changing. The last one is performance indicators. We must come up with a KPI which correctly and suddenly can be implied. The second is develop leadership. We have to develop, leadership, especially when we have crisis management training, we have decision-making workshops, and we have mentorship program. And the last one, the last recommendation from me is how to leverage technology. We need real-time data analytics, we need early warning system, and we need digital collaboration tools. Next one, please, maybe the last one. Okay, conclusion. I would like to conclude that resilience is essential. How? It supports survival. Resilience is essential. How? It encourages growth. Resilience is essential because it improves our adaptability. The second is that preparedness matters. Preparedness matters will mitigate our risk, will improve recovery, will boost our confidence. So we'll be more and more confident when we prepare. We have preparedness matters. The last one is a volatile world needs strategies. Living in this checkable world, volatile world, we need proactive planning, we need continuous monitoring, we need agile responses. Okay, next one. Next, please. Okay, this is what I would like to suggest everyone to come up and work together. Next. Next, yeah. Each of you and I, we have different approaches, we have different ability. So each will do whatever he and she is good at, Next one. Yeah, this is what is important. That we want to be champion. Everyone is becoming champion. Everyone becoming number one. Not only you, but what about me? What only me, but what about you? So everyone will be champion, inshallah, in the future. Next one. Yes, we want to be, I believe that when the elders and the youngest are coming together, in the photo you can see, the bigger one is the eldest, and then the youngest are going to be together So this will be very strong bond of the leadership and also friendship. Next, please. This is very important at the end of the story that I'm talking about, that we have to move the world. Not only the world is moving us. We have Southeast Asian people always let the world move us, but now we are trying hard to move the world, inshallah. Next one. I would like to say thank you to the organizer from Nusina University, and terima kasih Okun, terima kasih in Bahasa, Okun in Cambodian language, Okun in Cambodian language, and then Kopchai in Laos, Kenizutin Bade in Myanmar language, Salamat po in Tagalog or Philippine, Kemon in Vietnamese language, and finally Kopkun in Thai language. Thank you very much, moderator, and all the audience.
For your presentation, once again, I will open the floor for only 2 questions for anyone who would like to ask. And reminder to all participants, don't forget to put your present in the link by the Zoom chat. Kepada seluruh peserta, jangan lupa untuk mengisi absen yang sudah dikirimkan di Zoom chat di setiap sesi keynote speaker.
Kalang set. Yes, please. Any question or suggestion?
Any question?
Silakan dalam bahasa apa juga bisa, bahasa Thailand juga bisa, bahasa Arab juga bisa.
Okay, I will reminder again to all participants, the attendance link has been shared in the Zoom chat. Please note that attendance will be taken after each speaker session. Participants who complete for all attenders form and stay until in the end of event will be eligible to receive a certificate. Any question? All right, if there's no question, thank you so much to Mr. Sukri for your presentation. Once again, thank you for today.
Okay, thank you very much.
You leave, Professor, we take a picture first.
Okay.
To all participants, please open your camera. All right, 1, 2, 3. Once again, Prof. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, Prof.
Okay, thank you. Welcome to Thailand, everyone. Inshallah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
I leave my WhatsApp number in chat box.
Okay, thank you so much, Prof.
If anyone wanna have questions through my chat box, is welcome.
Oke, bagi para peserta yang ingin bertanya atau diskusi lebih lanjut kepada Profesor Sukri, boleh langsung kontak Profesor Sukri di link chat box yang sudah diberikan.
Thank you, Prof.
We move to our last speaker. Last but not least, the next speaker is our Chairman Master Program of Management. He is frequently invited to speak at both international and national conferences and actively participates in professional organizations, including the Lecturer Association of Indonesia and the Batam branch of the Indonesian Economic Scholars Association. Please welcome to Mr. Dr. Henry Herman, SA, MSE. Give an applause to him.
Okay, really, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much Prof for your time in here.
Right, thank you.
Yes, time is yours.
Okay.
Oke, baik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Wabarakatuh.
Okay. The first, I would like to say for my sister, Prof. Khatijah from lecture from UMT, also the honorable from Turkey, Imran, my friend also, my young brother also, and also the honorable Prof. Sukri Lampute also, my college and my friend also from Thailand. And also the honorable from ITMB, North Sumatra of my college, and also my friend also, Dr. In the lecture in the Magister of Management, and also the honorable of my student from online class and from offline class. This is very appreciated and very excellent during our webinar international. Okay, keep up with Magister Management. And also the honorable from another university from Riau Island, also from UPB also, and from UIB also, and also the honorable from Undrika also, then honorable from Uniba also. This is very appreciate you attend for our webinar international. Thank you very much for all of my friends. And also the honorable from my rector, also the honorable of my vice rector 1 and 2 and 3 also, and also the honorable from of our vice dean and 1 and 2, and also the honorable of my college in economy university. Thank you very much also to attend for our webinar international. And then we'll be continuing for the last for the speaker from Ibnu Sina University, that with the theme is understanding strategic resilience, how global markets survive and compete during political turbulence. Ya, jadi kalau bahasa Indonesia itu bagaimana ketahanan strategik ya di tengah gejolak turbulent ini politik ini. Jadi this is important for our management strategic also. Yeah, this is our lecture, the management strategic also. Prof. Khatijah also the management strategic also. I think it's really good get knowledge for the strategic management. Okay. This is what is will be discussed. Ya, jadi yang akan kita bahas itu adalah background of context. Yeah, and number two also our discuss about the what strategy is resilience, and also our discuss for the search of geopolitical uncertainty. Ya, dengan ketidakpastian ini, ya uncertainty ini dan kepastian geopolitik yang ada di negara-negara, ya baik di negara maju ataupun di negara-negara yang sudah maju. Ya. Also that we discuss about impact on the global market, ya. Jadi dampak terhadap pasar global. Nah, also we discuss about the pillar of strategic resilience, and also we discuss, of course, we discuss the case study also, and strategic digital untuk ketahanan, also digital strategic for resilience also. And also we discuss about the role of government and policy, because this is government policy is very important, because this also the geopolitics also is very important, depend of regulation of the regulation of our government. And the last for our discuss also implementation for the markets management. Okay, next I'll discuss background. We also the background latar belakangnya adalah background itu latar belakang the words in the fighting hectic for the geopolitical also our background also this condition create market volatility supply chains also already discussed with the Prof Imran also the about supply chains disruption gangguan tentang supply chains also and change for customer behavior. And to remain relevant to competitive company must be strategic resilient. Jadi untuk tetap relevan dan kompetitif, ya perusahaan perlu memiliki ketahanan yang strategik. And then next for our discuss also, what is the strategic? Yeah, as you know, yeah, also you already I'm already teach also about the strategic and what is strategic resolution. Jadi bagaimana pertahanan strategik? Ya, is the strategic resilience and organized ability to ensure the recovery and grow and disrupt on the market. And also it involves rapid adaptive innovation amid uncertainty and effective resource allocation during crisis. Jadi di Indonesia ataupun di negara-negara maju pun bahwa krisis itu very important. Itu depend of regulation of our government also. And ini kita bahas tentang resilience is not just about surviving, but leveraging distraction again to competitive advantage. And next for the sumber ketidakpastian geopolitik and search of geopolitik, ya. Jadi search of geopolitical uncertainty, ya, artinya adalah sumber ketidakpastian geopolitik, yaitu ada armed conflict also, ya, itu konflik bersenjata. As we know, we have the in UDC in the YouTube also, as I mentioned, the Prof Katija also already mentioned also, and also the Prof Imban also already mentioned about the armed conflict, like now in the TikTok also, in the YouTube also, you hearing every day like the Russia and Ukraine, and also Israel and Palestine. Nah, ini sangat penting sekali tentang sumber ketidakpastian geopolitik ini, search of geopolitic uncertainty. Nah, but the second one is economic sanction and trade embargoes. Ya, jadi sanksi ekonomi dan embargo dagang. Jadi banyak teman-teman seperti mendengar apa itu embargo, apa itu sanksi. Ya, ini kenapa? Karena search geopolitik uncertainty ini, ya, sumber ketidakpastian geopolitik ini. And then also the power in transfers between major and nation. Jadi di sini politik negara-negara maju itu berpengaruh seperti Amerika, China, ya, itu ekonomi sanksi, trade and embargoes itu very important. Ya, power transfer juga, ya, ketegangan antara negara-negara adidaya seperti Amerika, China, yaitu negara-negara adidaya, yaitu power struggles between major nation, ya, contohnya US dengan China, karena itu mempengaruhi tentang sumber ketidakpastian geopolitik, search of geopolitic uncertainty, ya. Terus and the fourth, the climate crisis, ya, pandemic. So pandemic, as you know, the Indonesia also, not Indonesia, in the world also, the pandemic is very impact of our geopolitik also. And also the ketidakpastian pemerintahan dan kebijakan nasional, yaitu ada uncertainty government and shifting domestic geopolitics. Jadi ketidakpastian pemerintah also, the regulation of our government also is important, ya, karena ini shifting domestic of policy, ya. Oke. Terus dampak terhadap pasar global itu apa? Ya, search of geopolitik uncertainty. Jadi dampak dari of geopolitik ketidakpastian ini. Next. Nah, ini impact on global market, ya, dampak ada pasar geopolitik. Jadi keterlambatan kenaikan biaya logistik, ya, delay and increase of logistik. As you know, is every delay this is impact about our cost. This is that's why this our impact of global market. Delay and increase logistik, ya, dampaknya itu of course cost-nya juga, biayanya juga ya, due to this type global supply chains. And then in consumer preferences to local or domestic brand. Jadi di sini perubahan preference also konsumen terhadap merek domestik and lokal also ini sangat berpengaruh. Dan yang ketiga, this is number two, so the essential commodity prices. Also, and raw material is very impact of a global market. And the loss of currency and market uncertainty. And also the forex spend forex investment, relocation and capital flow. Jadi di sini adalah relokasi investasi dan perubahan arus modal asing itu sangat berpengaruhi dengan global market. Jadi banyak yang mempengaruhi tentang impact dari global market ini. And the next pilar ketahanan strategik, pilar non-strategic resilience. Ya, apa sih the pillar of strategic resilience ini? Ya, bahwa pilar itu diversifikasi pasar ya dan pemasok market dan supply diversification. Yang berikutnya adalah investment in technology and supply chain organization, digitalization, and also the number three, also dynamic risk mapping and focus and capability, and also the agile and last decision process, like the kebutuhan adaptif dan cepat. And also the international cooperation and public-private and partnership. Nah, okay, next pilar and strategic and resilient. Nah, sekarang studi kasus. Jadi studi kasus, as I mentioned in the class also, like you also learn in the class also, like the case of study cases, and like I make the sample just for the Nestle. Yeah, also a lot you make the sample, the like McDonald's. Yeah, Nestle also this is study cases. We choose for the case of study for the Nestle only. Yeah. Nestle mitigates geopolitical risk through diversification across continents and also the localization strategy in branding and distribution. Jadi di sini juga mengutamakan strategi lokalisasi. Jadi jika geopolitik itu bermasalah, maka Nestle ini akan merubah tentang bagaimana pengiriman logistik ini agar Nestle ini bisa bertahan di global. Nah, strategi digital untuk ketahanan, digital strategic for resilience, and EI, digital EI is very important, ya, EI and big data. Jadi kita selalu berbicara dengan EI. EI is very important. EI is used to predict geopolitical tensions and market behavior. And the second one is blockchain. This is a chance to this transparency increase the supply chains and the last the computing. Ini cloud ini sangat berpengaruh. Cloud itu kompetitif itu memungkinkan respon the flexible and real time responsible. And the next. Nah, ini adalah peran role pemerintah ya dalam peran pemerintah dalam kebijakan ya. Jadi of government and police. Yeah, role of government police. And the first government market resilience, chalk physical knowledge and trust protection. And the second one is economic diplomat and needed to maintain market access. And then the public effort. This is condition is crucial in the risk mitigation. Oke, the next tantangan dalam pembangunan ketahanan itu adalah challenge in building resilience. Ya, itu tantangan dalam membangun ketahanan. Biaya tinggi dalam diversification dan digitalisasi rental pemasok. Jadi di sini tantangan dalam pembangunan ketahanan itu adalah first, high cost supply chain diversification and digitization. And then for the second one, histories depends of specific countries of religion. And the number three is countries cross-border risk data also the visible or visibilities. And the last for the rapid and simple difficult to anticipate. Oke, jadi implication untuk manajemen pasar ini, implication for market management, the first is marketing team. Marketing team is very important. That's why kalau di perusahaan itu bahwa itu tim is very important. Kita tidak bisa bekerja sendiri di dalam satu perusahaan. Bahwa implikasi dalam manajemen pasar itu tim, ya. Teman-teman juga, saya juga lecture, ya saya juga dosen manajemen pemasaran. Selalu I explain the marketing must adapt to geopolitical and growth regulation. And the second one is essential to remote market segment. Ya, saya selalu berbicara dengan segmentasi also in the class, ya di marketing also and reposition and strategic. And this adalah integrasi tim risiko dan pemasaran menjadi kunci menghadapi dinamika global. Jadi risk and marketing team must work in the integration to handle global volatility. Kesimpulan, ya, kesimpulannya adalah conclusionnya adalah terus, ya, conclusionnya adalah ada krisis, ada opportunity, ya, ada krisis, ada opportunity, dan conclusionnya adalah kesimpulannya adalah strategic resilience is not just defense, but opportunity increases. Jadi ketahanan strategi bukan hanya mempertahankan, tapi juga peluang dalam krisis. Ya, jadi saya sengaja half-half, ya saya sengaja sekarang bahasa Indonesia dan also bahasa Inggris. So I hope my student also ataupun audiens bisa mencerna dengan baik materi ini. Konklusi yang kedua adalah kesimpulan adalah companies must balance efficient with flexibility. And then conclusion is number three is technology integration, risk management, and market strategic drive future advantage. Jadi integrasi teknologi, manajemen risiko, dan strategi perusahaan adalah kunci keunggulan masa depan, ya, kunci keunggulan in the future advantage. Nah, itulah conclusion dari saya materi kali ini. If you have any question, don't hesitate to if any question. Okay, if there any question, please let me know. Okay, April, maybe not more the question. Okay, please welcome to Dio and also for April, come to here, we together here.
Okay, thank you so much, Sir Henry, for your presentation. But don't go first. Let us hear.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate. Okay, April, Dio.
Dio nanti menyusul ya.
Okay, so April, please ask your student. Please ask the student maybe any question.
Okay, once again, I will open only for 2 questions. For those who like to ask, please feel free, unmute your mic, mention your name, and state your department. If there is no more question, thank you for all participants. Please open your camera and we will take a picture. Okay, let's take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Okay, once again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much to Mr. Henry for your presentation. Once again, thank you for today, but don't go first ya, Mr.
Okay, thank you, man. Okay, April, no more. So maybe there another activity today.
Okay, before we close our main event, let me explain to our conclusion. The first from Professor Imran, the presentation on effective supply chains reconfiguration and risk mitigation strategies, emphasizing the importance of redensizing supply chains to be more flexible, resilient, and responsive in the face of disruption. It's highlighted key strategies such as supplier diversification, digital integration, real-time risk monitoring, and proactive scenario planning. By implementing this approach, organization can reduce vulnerables, ensure continuity, and maintain competitive in today's uncertain global environment. Number 2 from Professor Katija, adaptive leadership and culture in uncertain times. Adaptive leadership and culture in uncertain time involve leading and shaping organizational culture to navigate complexity and volatility. Adaptive leader foster a culture to navigate complexity and volatility. Adaptive leader foster a culture valuing agility, learning, and resilience, enable teams to make a quick decision, learn from failures, and adapt to disruption, ultimate helping organization thrive uncertainly. Number 3 from Professor Dr. Sukri, resilient decision-making in volatile global landscape involve making effective discussion amidst uncertainty, complexity, and rapid change. It impacts adaptability, risk management, agility, scenario planning, and continuous learning through feedback loops. Resilient decision makers prioritize flexibility, leverage data, and informed decision, and also build a capacity to absorb and respond to disruption. Last, from Dr. Henry.
Yeah.
Focus on strategic resilience amid geopolitical turbulence. He explained about their resilience. It's not only about surviving disruption, but using as a strategic advance through market diversification, digital transformation, and strong coordination between public and private sectors. Organizations can remain competitive and respond in volatile global environment. All right, before we close to our main event, I'd like invite to our master ceremony, and of course, Dio Saputra, please join with me.
Okay. Hi, I'm back.
Dio, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir?
I'm fine. So what about you, April?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. So, Dio, how you feel during your study in our Magister Management?
Okay, who just want to answer first?
Let me first, because ladies first. All right.
Okay. Wait. Appreciate with ladies
Yes,
first.
yes.
Be ladies first, right?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Mr. You asked about my experience in Ibnu Sina. As student of Master Management program in here, I think Ibnu Sina is the best place, not place just for a study, but in here I can making a memories, build a business, making a relation, everything I can do in here. I also happy in here because I have you.
Oh,
as
yes.
my classmate.
Yeah.
You not joke, right?
No, I'm not joking.
Yes, doctor. I really agree with Lily's statement.
Yeah.
I also enjoy when I'm continue my studying here because I believe that you choose the lecture. It's not about the play. Because a lot of professor, a lot of doctor I got in here, and of course they are making our classroom enjoy. They are not push as like a assignment, right, Lily? We are very enjoy, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think for the bachelor, if you want to continue your study at the Magister program, Ibnu Sina University is the best choice, I think.
It's highly recommended.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Thank you, man. Okay. Just for the information of Dio is our student also for the Magister Management for the semester 2, and then also the Lily also the semester 2, the class of hybrids, and next month they want to come to semester 3, and in the short time you want to graduation, right? Is it?
Yes, yes.
Are you happy for the graduation?
Lily?
Tapi agak sedih ya dia.
Gimana?
Kan universitas.
I see.
Karena kita akan mendapatkan gelar S2, tapi sedih kalau mau meninggalkan universitas ini.
Exactly, Lily. But life must go on, right? Yeah.
Yeah, life is must go on,
Yeah.
and then also you must achieve your life, right?
Yes, right.
And also you must be the achieve your life, right? To be success in the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to ask to you, if you having a school RC program for doctoral, maybe you can contact me and Lily first.
Okay, not for you also. I want to announce also for all of my students of Magister Management. If you want to continue for the study for the program, doctor, don't hesitate for contact me anytime. I want to get have the any information for you. No worries, dear.
Okay, Lily.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. You are a very great as a chairman of Magister Management. Give big applause for Dr. Henry one more
Thank
time.
you very much.
Okay. Okay, for all the happiness participant of joining us, don't forget to filling out the questionnaire for this international webinar for the evaluation commit. For the commit already sent by Zoom chat. Okay. I'd like to say thank you for the stunning, for the gorgeous moderator today, Lily. Thank you so much. Also to all the happiness participants who very enthusiastic during this international webinar. Before we close our event, please we can take a photo together. Teman-teman kita foto bersama dulu. Silakan aktifkan kameranya semua. I saw you, Profesor Katijah. Oh. Oke. Informasi dari teman-teman kemudian kampus lain selain Universitas Ibnu Sina, apakah ada
Putra Natna.
Sen? Kita cek sebentar ada UIB,
ITMB,
TNB ada? Please raise your hands. Universitas Maritim Masjid Haji. Oke. Oke, sudah hidup semua kami. Sama dulu. Siap. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, thank you so much. Finally, we're at the end of the event. I'm Muhammad Dio Saputra. As your master of ceremony, we'll thanks to all the happiness participants, our deep gratitude and appreciation to all the keynote speaker and commit. Represent the commit in charge of apologies profusely for all of the mistakes during this international webinar. Memetik anggur di kebun sendiri ditemani cahaya dan kopi hangat. Proses sudah hari ini semoga menjadi berkah yang bermanfaat. Thank you for the greatest attention. See you on the next occasion. Let's close this event by saying alhamdulillah together. Alhamdulillah ya rabbil alamin. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam. Thank you very much.
Waalaikumsalam, terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Terima kasih kembali.
Terima kasih.
Alhamdulillah. Terima
Thank you,
kasih.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Pak dosen. Itu Pak dosen.
Ijif, Pak
Terima
dosen.
kasih Pak Henry.
Pak Hendri, thank you Pak Hendri.
Terima kasih Pak Hendri.
Thank you Pak Sabri.